What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. Fusion with Yamamoto Genryūsai. 1YG. Chapter 1I, Feng Youhui, Start Yamamoto Genryūsai. Advertisement. Chapter 1I, Feng Youhui, Start Yamamoto Genryūsai. In Konoha's 47 years, the Third Ninja War was almost over. Hitaki's house, on the roof. A handsome child with his arms folded, his eyes closed, enjoying the beauty of the afternoon. The breeze was blowing the child's black hair. Feng Youhui. Shouting came from the door of Hitaki's house. Feng Youhui opened his eyes, and there seemed to be a stream of light passing through the black eyes. Carefully distinguish the sound of bluffing. Feng Youhui's face flashed helplessly. Uchiha Obito again. Thinking of the future boss in his mind, Feng Youhui gently jumped off the roof. Opened the door of Hitaki's house. Outside, wearing a forehead protector, she laughed at the short-haired shoulder-length girl next to her. Haha, I knew Wei must be at home. The girl seemed a little helpless. I disturbed Wei-kun. I said, next time if you can knock on the door, Hitaki still has a servant. Wei said. The tail of a certain crane only knows a silly smile. Nohara Lin stuck out her tongue. Sorry, Wei-kun, next time I will ask you to have 3 color balls. Follow the 2 people back home. Kakashi. Obito's loud voice kept on. Wei looked at Lin on the side and asked suspiciously, don't you really think this guy is annoying? Lin could only smile awkwardly. Ah ha ha, but Obito is actually good. Well, it's good, kill the whole world for you, nice. Wei complained in his heart. Kakashi is not at home now, you can wait for him to come back here. Turning around, ignoring the 2 of them, he returned to his room. System, Wei whispered. A translucent screen appeared in front of Wei. Watching the countdown on the screen, Wei finally burst into a smile. There are still 10 minutes, I really look forward to it. Therefore, Wei is a traverser. When I crossed over, I witnessed the suicide of my parents. Yuki's parents were the old ones that led to the suicide of Konoha's White Fang, Hitaki Tsukumo. Kakashi, who was only 8 years old at the time, had just experienced his father's death a year ago. In his father's last words, he did not blame Yinwei's parents, but wrote. If Feng Yu's family has a child, it must be named after Wei. After White Fang died, Kakashi's attention was always on Feng Yu's house. Or should you always pay attention to Feng Youhui's mother's belly? 1 year later, Feng Youhui was born. But the Feng Yu's parents also committed suicide at this moment. Only Feng Youhui was left alone. Kakashi took him back to Hitaki's house to raise him. The appearance of Feng Youhui gave Kakashi a deep bond in his heart. Advertisement. 15 photos reveal the deceptions of Instagram. Inspire. Is the soul of Brocon ignited. Watching the countdown of the system gradually return to 0. Wei actually felt a little nervous. I hope it's not a system like a schoolmaster. Ding. Single quote. The system is loaded. The role fusion system is here for you. Wei breathed a sigh of relief. System, what are your functions? Quote. There was a moment of silence, and the corners of Hui's mouth twitched. Wei looked at the system panel. Host basic information. Hui's little hand clicked. I saw Hui's data come into view. Host. Feng Youhui. Stamina. 410 for ordinary people. Energy. 410 for ordinary people. Energy. 010 for ordinary people. Characters fused. 0. Evaluation. Saying that you are the 5 scumbags is a bit insulting. Number of draws. 1. Wei looked at the system's evaluation, and an old slot stuck in his throat. Looking at the number of lucky draws, it is clear that this is probably the novice welfare. Don't hesitate now, tap the lottery. System page is being redirected. This rush of inferior quality made Wei couldn't help but sigh, what kind of garbage system? There was no turntable, only countless names flashed in front of Wei. Wei estimated that 100 names would flash by 1 second. I can see a ghost. Ding. Single quote. Congratulations to the host for drawing a character card. Yamamoto Genryūsai, is it a fusion? Hui's expression stagnated, and he took a deep breath. Thumbs up silently with his right hand. The system is awesome. Yamamoto Genryūsai, who is that person? Soul Society is the strongest Shinigami in 1,000 years. Suppressed the excitement. Fusion. A light that only Wei could see, slowly merged into Hui's body. The huge Reiatsu transforms his body. An expression of pain appeared on Hui's face. If you want to be strong, you can only persist. After a long time, the light dissipated. Hui's figure appeared. Advertisement. The appearance does not seem to have changed much. The figure is slightly longer and taller, and full of strength. He held his right hand lightly, feeling Reiatsu in his body, and the corners of Kei's mouth opened. This is power. Ding. Integration completed. Current degree of fusion, 1 foot. Wei looked at the system prompts and fell into deep thought. Just 1% of the degree of integration has made me change so much. If it reaches 100%, no, as long as it can be 50%, wouldn't it be sideways? System, Properties panel, Host, Feng Youhui, Physical Strength, 2010 for ordinary people. Energy, 2010 for ordinary people. Reiatsu, 510 for ordinary people. Fusion characters, Yamamoto Genryūsai 1%. Evaluation, beyond genin, try to become stronger, boy. Feng Youhui nodded in satisfaction. At this time, a familiar voice came from the door, I'm back, Wei. Wei could only remove the system and study at night. Then came to the living room. A white hair came into view. Yeah, Kakashi, I'm back. Kakashi looked at the suddenly growing tall in front of him with a puzzled look. Hey, how come you guys grow so tall all of a sudden? Wei shrugged. Development period. Kakashi looked speechless. Does the developmental period make you grow so much taller in one day? Wei waved his hand. Well, don't care about that much. Turning to look at Lin and Obito. In other words, why do you guys think of being here today? Well, boy, the topic shifts very bluntly. Lin still looked at Wei blankly. After all, Hui's appearance was of a very handsome kind. Before, because they were just children, everyone was just ridiculing. Now that he is taller, his facial features are naturally more handsome. Obito on the side said. Ms. Minato is going to have a dinner party, let's call Kakashi to go with you. Wei looked at Obito in surprise. Uncle Minato calls Kakashi to eat, what does it have to do with me? At this moment, the door of Hitaki's house was opened. The blonde was flying, and Minato appeared at the door. Said with a wry smile. Ahaha, uncle or something, it's too much, Xiaohui. Wei waved his hand, well, this is a fact. Minato clutched his heart and pricked his heart. Asterisk. Chapter 2 When you are Feng Youhui's teacher, what does it have to do with me, Xiaohui? Advertisement. Chapter 2 You are Feng Youhui's teacher. What does it have to do with me, Xiaohui? Kakashi looked at the brother of the foster father and mother. A pair of dead fish eyes stared at Wei and said, Wei, you must respect Teacher Minato, although Teacher Minato is indeed an uncle in your eyes. Well, Kakashi, the next half sentence is actually unnecessary. Minato held his right hand awkwardly in the air. Feng Youhui looked at the few people in front of him, and was finally taken along. Yakiniku at Akamaiki's house. Feng Youhui glanced at the name of the store. Sighed inwardly. The Akamaiki family is still quite wealthy to open a chain of yakiniku restaurants in Konoha. Throwing away the thoughts and stepping into the barbecue restaurant. After everyone was seated, Kakashi looked at Minato and asked suspiciously. Ms. Minato, why didn't Kushina come? With a happy smile on Minato's face, Kushina will be here in a while. At this moment, the sliding door of the compartment was violently opened. The blood-red hair was blown away by the airflow generated when the door was opened. Blood-red pepper looked at several people. A smile appeared on his face. Allah, it's all here. The corners of Hui's mouth twitched, and he looked back at Minato who was smiling awkwardly. No matter how many times I have seen Kushina, I feel that Minato is a real man. Minato on the side looked at Hui's weird eyes, and his whole body trembled. ... I started, ×4. Everyone was grilling meat and chatting. Well, Wei, you will be entering school soon, do you want to be a ninja? Minato asked while taking advantage of the barbecue. Hui's eyes fixed on the piercing barbecue. I don't know, ninja or something. Oh. Wei took a bite of the barbecue and savored the taste. It was sizzling and a bit salty. As long as it is strong, it doesn't matter what the ninja does. Wei is right, gradually Brokon's Kakashi nodded. However, the basics determine the upper limit, so the ninja school must go to the school. Hi, Aniki, big brother, is right in everything. Knowing that reasoning cannot be compared with Kakashi in this respect, Kei nodded in accordance with Kakashi's words. Minato also said, although Xiaohui is not a civilian, but the ninja school allows you to make friends. Yeah, so you can be my disciple after graduation. Advertisement. The air stagnated, and everyone looked at Kushina who was uplifting and laughing, full of many questions. Kushina's face changed, and the big hash on her right fist jumped. You guys, what expressions on your faces? A hand was raised up. Ah, why should I be your disciple? It was Wei. Wei is so dumb, why do you suddenly want to be my master? Ben Lai Wei is now fused with Yamamoto Genryūsai. If he and Kushina are performing tasks together, he will have to make all kinds of excuses when exposed. Kushina pointed to herself. Uzumaki Kushina, why don't you deserve to be your master? Wei looked up and down Kushina, sighed, shook his head, and said no more. Kushina's violent temper suddenly aroused. Boy, what is your expression? Minato hurriedly stopped Kushina, and kept winking at Wei. Brother, say something, help me in the rivers and lakes, otherwise I would have a hard time at night. Wei turned a blind eye to Minato. Kakashi on the side looked at Kushina who was about to run away, and said anxiously. I think Wei means. It seems that this can only be done. Hey, Aniki, are you sure it's not adding fuel to the fire? Sure enough, when Kushina heard this, the blue veins on her face rose. Boy, let me tell you, Uzumaki Kushina, will definitely be Feng Youhui's teacher. Wei chuckles the barbecue, and you are Feng Youhui's teacher. What does it have to do with me, Xiaohui? The barbecue ended in a harmonious atmosphere. After parting from everyone, Wei followed Kakashi on the way home. Hui's mind was still thinking about his ability to warm up. Kakashi's voice came into his ears. Wei, do you really want to be a ninja? Wei looked back at the fish-eyed Aniki, and shook his head. Actually, it's not. Why, Aniki, have you seen the starry sky? Wei said without answering, looking at the starry sky. Kakashi raised his head. I saw it. Then it suddenly dawned on him. It turned out to be like this. I see, Wei. Asterisk Omega, meow meow. What do you know? I just didn't compile the answer, so I changed the topic. Kakashi patted Wei on the shoulder. Your goal is as wide as the sky, not bad. Dot 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 dot. What's in your head? Is my goal the stars and the sea? Why is my goal not to go to heaven? But looking at Kakashi, whose eyes were shining, Toru still held back the old groove abruptly. Well, you just have to be happy. Dot 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 dot. After returning home and saying good night to each other, Wei can finally check his system carefully. System. With a soft call, the light blue light curtain unfolded. Wei looked at his own system. Advertisement. The system is very simple. In addition to the attribute panel, it uses the method of killing monsters to supplement the energy bar for lottery. It also comes with a storage space of about 10 square meters. There are no other functions for the time being. After Wei inspected the system clearly, he looked at his panel. Host. Feng Youhui. Stamina. 20. Energy. 20. Reiatsu. 500. Fusion character. Yamamoto Genryūsai 1.02%. Evaluation. Go beyond Genin and work hard to become stronger, boy. Wei looked at the extra 0.02 that appeared behind Yamamoto Genryūsai, tapped with his right hand, and opened the Get Record column. Daily diet. Plus 0.02. Slightly surprised that diet can also increase the degree of integration. Could it be that this old man is still a foodie? I want to eat 2 more bowls right now. Shaking his head, diet is only an auxiliary function, and the most important thing is your own exercise. Recalling the inheritance in my mind. Shinigami's training is divided into 4 categories. Cut, punch, walk, and ghost. Cut. It is the use of Zanpakuto. Fist. White hits used in close quarters. Go. Shunpo moving quickly. Ghost. Kido. It produces different effects through singing, and you can abandon singing after being proficient. At present, Kido can basically be released from 1 to 30. Of course, the same can be done by abandoning chanting. After all, the old man's combat experience is calculated in the millennium. I felt my own Reiatsu. Well, there is no pressure. Tomorrow, a new life will begin. Wei thought in his mind, and fell asleep deeply. The jade rabbit fell, and the golden crow was in the air. There were bursts of air breaking in the courtyard of Hitaki's house. 997, 998, 999, 1000 inches. Ryujin Jaka waving his hands, sweating profusely. Although Wei is still unable to perform Shikai, as Kakashi said, the strength of the foundation determines his upper limit. Waving the knife 1000 times, after a while, she continued to wield Ryujin Jaka. Kakashi lay on the eaves, looking at Wei silently. It was also because Kakashi was at home that Wei didn't want to reveal his strength, so he didn't train with Kido. Wei, come to the duel. Kakashi jumped down and looked at Wei. Wei wiped the sweat from his forehead and nodded silently. Only by fighting can you become strong. Asterisk. Chapter 3 Kendo 2 breaks. Advertisement. Chapter 3 Swordsmanship 2 breaks. Teruki exhaled deeply. Come on, Kakashi. After all, he held the sword in one hand, pointed the tip of the sword at the middle of Kakashi's left eye, and was highly concentrated. Ping Qingyan, but it's not enough. Kakashi held the white fang's short blade behind him, and his body instantly disappeared in place. Wei looked indifferent. Huh. The sound of breaking through the air came from behind. With a flash of white light, White Fang hit his eyes with a short blade. When. Single quote. Toru gripped the hilt of the knife and accepted Kakashi's slash. What a quick response. Kakashi's eyes flashed with surprise. But, it's not enough. His right foot slammed on the ground and his body receded. Blindly staring at the calm face of Wei. Quick seal with both hands. Si Wei Shen Hai Wu Yin. Fire style. Great fireball technique. Chakra, far beyond his peers, gathered in his throat, spit out a huge fireball, and flew towards Wei. The indifferent face finally moved. It's really merciless, Aniki. Having said that, the movement in his hands never stopped. Hold the knife in the right hand and place it on the left knee. Reiatsu gathered on the blade. Sword pressure. Ryujin Jaka swung his knife from bottom left to top right. On the blade, Reiatsu flew quickly towards the huge fireball. Boom. Single quote. There was a loud noise, and the violent impact produced a huge amount of dust. Patter. Kakashi fell on the ground, watching the dust around him. Wow. Single quote. The sound of breaking through the air came from the left side of his body, and Kakashi's extraordinary reaction ability made him subconsciously flash. At this moment, the figure of K had already come to Kakashi's side at some time. It's now. Wei knew that the opponent in front of him was his brother in name. But he still has the resounding title of Konoha's Genius Ninja. And Wei only had 1 day to gain strength. Devote yourself to the duel. Holding knives in both hands, concentrate all your strength on Ryujin Jaka. Advertisement. Kendo 2 breaks. The huge slash struck Kakashi's body at a very fast speed. Boom. Single quote. The white smoke dissipated, and a piece of wood stood in the air. Sure enough, body replacement technique. Wei gasped. Papa Papa. Kakashi clapped, and a figure appeared from behind the big tree. Wei, when did your kendo become so strong? Feng Youhui curled his lips. However, I still haven't knocked you down. Kakashi was speechless for a while. Brother, did you forget that you are just a 3 or 4-year-old baby? Kakashi pinched his chin. Also, the slash is full of powerful energy, but that's not chakra. What is that? He raised his eyebrows and looked at Wei, his eyes revealed that he must get an answer. Wei pulled up a knife and returned the knife to its sheath. The scene fell silent. Yes, I dreamt of an old grandpa last night. Okay, I see, shut up. Before he finished speaking, Kakashi gestured to stop. Cough. Wei coughed slightly. This is the truth, if I don't believe it, then I can't help it. Kakashi's face is covered with black lines. Are you stupid when you or your brother hit Hui's head with a punch? When? Single quote. WOC. Wei held his head, subconsciously uttering the famous saying. Sure enough, no matter what time and space you are in, National Curse is always a classic. Here at Quentin, awesome. Hey, if you don't want to say it, then don't say it, but you have to start training well, Wei. Come on. Wei nodded and agreed. Anyway, I must defeat you first. Inadvertently glanced at his template. Kakashi Jonin, fusion degree plus 1%. The benefits of the battle are really great, and online novels honestly don't deceive me. The thought flicked in his mind, his eyes pierced and looked at Kakashi. Kakashi looked at the fighting spirit, from the satisfaction at the beginning, until he was stared at the hair. Aniki. Let's continue the unfinished battle. After that, Kei rushed to Kakashi with a sword. Advertisement. After an hour, Wei sat on the ground panting. Looking aside, Kakashi is not in good shape. Kakashi's clothes are in tatters. He only left endless regrets in his heart at this moment. Damn it, I knew I wouldn't cheer for him. Finally, under the attack of Hujian, holding Pai not Lai Lien. Kakashi finally surrendered because his clothes didn't cover his body. Hui's eyes fixed on the attribute template. Kakashi Jonin, fusion degree plus 2%. Ness. Wei shook his fist, thinking in his heart. Squeeze dry Aniki, doghead saves life plan, now start. Of course, the plan failed in the end. Because the next day, Kakashi was officially appointed as Jonin. And directly in Minato, O2, Lin, and the four took the task, ready to go to the battlefield. At the gate of Konoha. Kakashi, don't force yourself, run away when you encounter enemies you can't beat. Kei entrusted Kakashi like an old father. The people around him suffocated and laughed vigorously. Also, if you have a mission and a companion, you must choose one. Kakashi interrupted Wei. I know, the task is first. Quote. Wei sighed and stopped talking. Although Kakashi is because of Wei. It's not as absolutely cold as in the original book. However, Kakashi's current character of task first cannot be changed. Minato came to Wei and looked at Wei with a smile, the warm smile dazzling like a little sun. Don't worry, Wei, I will definitely bring them back safely. Hey, don't stand flag lightly. Watching the few people leave, Wei was about to turn around and leave. Konoha's gatekeeper sighed. I heard that Rock Shinobi's Higashidodo killed almost all of Mimura Hamaki's Konoha defense forces. Another said, yes, I hope Master Minato can support you in time. Kei's body shape said, Rock Shinobi. Mimura Hamaki. Support. Masaka. Battle of the Gods and Bridges. Looking at the few people who were already far away, Wei could only smile bitterly. I said not to stand flag. Asterisk. Chapter 4 Bakudo no. 21 Red Smoke Escape. Advertisement. Chapter 4 Bakudo no. 21 Red Smoke Escape. After sighing, Feng Youhui turned and left without hesitation. Back home, Feng Youhui wiped Ryujin Jaka in his hand. What is thinking in my mind? At midnight, Feng Youhui, who was lying on the bed, opened his eyes. There seemed to be a flash of light in his eyes. Wear clothes calmly and elegantly. Opened the door of Hataki's house. Slightly thin, dressed in black, with Zanpakuto hanging around his waist. Staring coldly at the moon. The breeze blew, and the remaining ghost gradually dissipated. The figure of the boy appeared above the Konoha gate. Konoha's barrier is really troublesome. Slowly raising his right hand, Reiatsu on his abdomen gathered towards the index finger of his right hand. Fourth of Hado Baile. The fingertips released lightning and quickly rushed to the barrier. Prickly. After Baile passed through the barrier, Wei naturally wouldn't foolishly think that he had broken through the barrier. According to the intelligence of previous lives, Konoha's enchantment only serves as an early warning for small-scale or single invading enemies. Because small-scale or single enemies are concealed, the enchantment will respond. At the same time, the Konoha enchantment class, not good. Enchantment is under attack. Everyone was shocked. What? Is it Rock Shinobi? No, it's an attack from the inside out. Someone wants to escape Konoha. Not good. It may be an intelligence officer from another country, and report to Master Naruto quickly. The intelligence class did not dare to neglect, and quickly came to the Hokage building. Sarutobi Hiruzen, then third Hokage, recently modified his offensive plan late at night because of Rock Shinobi's big victory. The figure of the enchantment class appeared. Hokage-sama, it's not good. Someone wants to trigger the barrier. The subordinates suspect that they are spies from other countries. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was slightly aging, raised his head. The failure of the war made him feel bad. Hearing what the enchantment class said, Sarutobi Hiruzen remained calm. With a wave of his hand, the crystal ball appeared in his hand. Telescope technique. Although this old man often used this technique to peep, in fact, this technique was used by Sarutobi Hiruzen to maintain law and order in the village. Where is the barrier going wrong? Master Hokage, the enchantment of Western test. After hearing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen only paused for a while, but the scene in the crystal ball showed the scene in the east. Master Hokage, this. Although the enchantment class was confused, it managed to control its desires in time. After a while, a young figure was actually reflected in the crystal ball. The enchantment class was shocked. How could this young man think of such a trick? Looking at the seemingly familiar figure, Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned. Feng Youhui. In just a few seconds, Sarutobi Hiruzen knew Hui's identity. After all, there is still an unforgettable experience. Third generation's unremarkable memories. That was in Konoha's 43 years, and the Third Ninja World War was still going on fiercely. A Chunin carried a baby and jumped on the roof of Konoha. Finally came to a Hokage tower. Advertisement. Two figures appeared in front of Chunin. Who is it? Lord Naruto is dealing with the war now. Don't disturb Lord Naruto if there is nothing important. One of them asked in a low voice. Chunin put the sleeping baby in his arms in front of Anbu. This is the son of Patriarch Feng Youhui. The patriarch and mistress committed suicide just now. After speaking, Chunin knelt on one knee, and the tears on his face kept falling. Take out a letter with both hands. The letter is left in front of the patriarch. Please forward it to Lord Third Generation. Please. The two at the door looked at each other. You stay here, I'll tell Master Naruto. Boom, boom, boom. The office door was knocked. Come in, came a calm voice. The door of the office was opened, and the Third Generation project behind the door was considering war. After talking about the story in detail, a trace of sadness flashed in the eyes of Third Generation. Feng Yu's house. Shuamao. Looking at Feng Youhui in the arms of the ninja, slowly speaking. Feng Yu's do Miao Yu, grow up vigorously. The little boy in his arms seemed to feel something, opened his eyes, and he slapped Third Generation's face. Shaking his head, focusing on his eyes, why did Wei act? Sarutobi Hiruzen is relatively close subjectively to this person who smashed himself at the first meeting. White hair flashed in my mind. Is it because of Kakashi? Xiaohui is only 3 or 4 years old. I won't mention the formation of the enchantment for the time being, so that my brother can go to the front line. The fetter is already there, so what is the strength? Quote. Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hand. Anbu. Shua. There are 2 breaking noises. Emergency order. Konoha City East, 1300 meters straight from the Hokage building. Feng Youhui, probing. Sarutobi Hiruzen gave a concise order. Yes, ×2. Under the night sky, Feng Youhui's figure is leaving Konoha quickly. On the way, Kei's body shook, and Reiatsu showed a keen sense. This sense of voyeurism is worthy of the Third Generation. It was rated as the highest point of insight into all the truths in the world by the Book of Soldiers. Is Konoha the highest point? Perceiving that the sense of peeping has always existed, Wei thought, I have to speed up. It didn't take long before Feng Youhui left Konoha village. Remember to breathe a sigh of relief before you come. I only felt a chill on the back spine. Wei didn't hesitate, Shunpo mobilized and left the place instantly. There was a dark kunai on the spot. Fast speed. Anbu was shocked when he got the order. At such a terrifying speed, I thought of a certain yellow figure in particular. Advertisement. Patter. Wei landed in the distance, looking at the two of them. The vigilance in his eyes lingered. Assassination Tactical Special Guard. Although weakened in various senses in the original work. However, there is only 70 people in Anbu. No matter how you think about it, it will not be weak. Feng Youhui, surrender, said Qing, wearing a green mask. What if I don't agree? Then interrupt your limbs and take you back. The eagle-headed mosque's rare horn has a low tone. Hearing this, Wei just curled his lips. Reiatsu didn't feel the killing intent. Was it just a test? That being the case, Wei raised his right hand. Reiatsu surged. However, I can't waste time here. Bakudo number 21 red smoke escape. Boom. Single quote. A huge smoke screen appeared in front of Anbu's eyes, covering the 3 figures. What trick is this? Qing's face changed drastically. The unheard of power seems to be beginning to show its strength. Lin Zhao signaled Qing not to get excited. Calm down, use wind style. I saw that the two of them quickly printed, wind style flower sanwu. A huge tornado is rapidly forming. Watching the movements of the two of them, Wei gently waved his unreleased right hand in front of him. Bakudo number 26 bent light. The figure instantly disappeared into the air. The smoke was blown away, and 2 Anbu figures appeared. Hey, I was tricked. Rarely said angrily. Go back to life first. In the office, Sarutobi Hiruzen thought of a child and sent 2 Anbu. It's already a lot of face, otherwise it will turn the sky upside down. Unexpectedly, the face slap came so quickly. Scanning the 2 Anbus that were slightly embarrassing below, Sarutobi Hiruzen only felt the kind of pain and swelling on his face. So, he used unknown ninjutsu and produced a huge smoke screen. And disappeared. Sarutobi Hiruzen looks like, you step on a horse to make me funny. How old is Wei? Or did you drink fake alcohol before going to work? Qing takes a deep breath. Hokage-sama, this is indeed the case. The subordinates are not doing things well. Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hand. Forget it, you can create ninjutsu at a young age. Whether you can come back alive or not is up to him. Exhaling a puff of cigarette, Sarutobi Hiruzen continued. Notify Minato, who is on the front line, that Kei has left the village and headed to the battlefield of Rock Shinobi and Konoha. Yes, Naruto-sama, ×2. Chapter 5 One Bone. Advertisement. The 5th chapter is One Bone. Wei, who had left, had already guessed in his heart that third generation had found himself rushing to the battlefield. However, I did not panic at all, the problem is not big. As long as third generation is not stupid, he must know why he was on the battlefield. And even with the Kido he released, the third generation will definitely not stop it. On the other side, on the battlefield, the Rock Shinobi's offensive led by Toshido has already massacred Mimura Hamaki's Konoha defense force to only 4 people. Mimura Hamaki held Kunai, who was still dripping blood. The only remaining 4 are swastika, back to back. Prevent the enemies around. Several people gasped for breath. Physical strength, chakra, has reached its limit, why haven't the support troops arrived yet? A subordinate asked. Mimura Hamaki shook his head, believe in the village, we will try our best to persevere. Ha 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 ha, Konoha's ninja, go to hell. Dong Si Ren does not intend to continue to drag on. The shuriken in his hand was thrown out, and it quickly attacked several people. When, single quote, a yellow flash suddenly appeared, resisting the shuriken. Sorry, I'm late, a gentle voice came from people's mouth. Several people looked at the visitors, and they all breathed a sigh of relief. Mimura Hamaki even slumped on the ground. Master Minato, the time is just right. Huh, 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 a few cracking sounds came from Kakashi. Kakashi, protect a few of them, and leave it to me next. After Minato said, he immediately came to Iwagakure behind a Jonin. Puff, single quote, Kunai, the trait marked with, sword of forbearance, crossed Jonin's body. What? This speed, it's Konoha's yellow flash, run away. Dong Shiren saw the incoming people clearly, did not dare to neglect, and directly ordered everyone to retreat. Minato looked at the corpse belonging to Konoha in one place. Rarely among the expressions contained anger. The kunai in the hand was thrown out at will. Accompanied by yellow flashes, the Iwagakure troops are rapidly decreasing. The sky gradually lit up. Minato's figure appeared in front of several people. The 3 said in unison, Ms. Minato. Minato smiled softly. Sorry to worry you, it has been resolved. Minato assembled the remaining troops and the support troops who arrived to discuss tactics. Advertisement. Konoha's combat power is too vacant now. If Iwagakure engages in a war of attrition, then we will lose in this battle over time. Minato calmly analyzed. So, destroying Rock Shinobi's supply is the most important thing right now. It's here. Minato points to the location on the map, there is a bridge, Shinbubi Bridge. It was noon, and the battle of Minato and his team had already begun. As Jonin, Kakashi leads Obito and Lin to form a team, preparing to secretly destroy supplies. As a result, Lin was captured by Rock Shinobi. Obito asks to save Lin first, but if so, the mission is likely to meet to save Lin and fail. Kakashi resolutely decided to perform the task first, then rescue Lin, and also said that feelings are just a stumbling block to the task. Faced with Kakashi's indifference, Obito was very angry. So he said the words that made Kakashi remember his life. Those who violate the rules of the ninja, we call it trash. However, people who don't know how to value their companions are not as good as waste. Konoha's White Fang is the real hero. Quote. Kakashi seemed indifferent on the surface, but his heart was shaken. Finally made up his mind, catch up with Obito's footsteps, to save Lin. Looking at Obito in a hard fight, Kakashi rushed forward desperately, and resisted the attack of Rock Shinobi Oishi for Obito. Puff. Single quote. Kunai ran across Kakashi's left eye, blood running down. Hey, kid in the way, Oishi curled his lips as he watched Kakashi who had escaped the fatal blow. Licking the kunai in his hand, go to hell. Smelly brat. After all, Oishi's figure instantly came to the top of Kakashi. The kunai in his hand stabs Kakashi. Kakashi. Obito yelled, a red light flashing in his eyes. Tomo Sharingan, on. Just now, boom. Between the electric light and flint, a black figure kicked the boulder. You Iwagakure ninjas don't like to use ninjutsu before, are they all so naive? Who? Dashi looked at the smoke and dust in front of him warily. The strength of the kick just now is not small. The smoke cleared, and Wei, whose childishness had not completely faded, appeared. Wei. The expressions of Kakashi and Obito were like seeing a ghost. How could Xiaohui appear on the battlefield? Did I wake up? Dashi was also taken aback. Why is this a kid again? Did not give everyone a chance to react. Wei clasped Ryujin Jaka in his hand. Shunpo. Puff. Single quote. The powerful force directly smashed the Dashi. What? Dashi, who was not completely dead, looked at the calm face of Wei. The last thought in my heart might be to hope Rock Shinobi won't provoke him. Advertisement. Konoha. There are so many talents. After speaking, Dashi lost the color in his eyes. Closed the knife and returned to the sheath. Looking back at Kakashi and Obito in a daze. Yeah, long time no see. It's been a long time since I saw a ghost. Do you know where this is? This is the battlefield. Kakashi ignored the pain in his left eye and pointed to Teru. Hi. Wei nodded indifferently. The task now is to save Lin. Obito was surprised and said, Xiaohui, how do you know? Looking at Obito, who was about to become a big boss, Wei just shook his head without answering. As a traverser, Wei naturally wants to change the fate of some people, even if the plot is out of control. Don't forget, Kei's body is fused with the strongest Shinigami in 1,000 years. After Obito bandaged Kakashi a little, the three of them came to the cave. This is where Lin was kidnapped. Obito, you are here to let the wind go, I and Kakashi will go in. Why? Kakashi is the wounded. Kakashi's only remaining fisheye stared at Obito and said. Because you are the weakest. After all, the two went straight to the cave. In the corner of the cave, looking at the two Wei who were already close to Lin. A cruel smile appeared on Huogong's face. Go to hell, Konoha's genius. Both hands printed, Earth-style Iwakura. Boom boom boom. The rock in the cave began to collapse, Toru hugged Lin, and Kakashi closely followed. Looking at the few people about to flee the cave, Obito's face felt a little nervous in the distance. Hurry up, Kakashi, Wei, Obito, be careful behind. Kakashi looked at the dazzling blade behind Obito and shouted. Upon hearing this, Obito turned around. Puff. The blade ran across Obito's body. The three jumped out of the cave. At the same time, the leeches kick Obito towards the cave. Putting Lin on the ground, Wei turned to look at the leech. You angered me. Reiatsu exploded on Wei. Looking at the demon leeches close at hand, Wei didn't talk nonsense. Shunpo. One bone. The palm of his right hand was turned into a fist, and it slammed on the body of the demon leeches at an extremely fast speed. Puff. Before he could express Wei Hui's speed, unspeakable pain came from his body. With just one blow, the abdomen of the magic leech was completely destroyed by the powerful power. Looking at the demon leeches who had lost their vitality, Wei came to the side of a few people. Still not able to catch up. Asterisk. Chapter 6 spread throughout the ninja world. Advertisement. The 6th chapter spreads throughout the world of ninja. Things are still the same as in the original book. Obito gave Sharingan to Kakashi. Then it was completely pressed into the ground by huge rocks. Looking at Obito disappearing into the sight of a few people, Wei silently felt that half of the pitcher plant in the ground was approaching Obito quickly. I was taken away, Wei thought to himself, after waiting for Kakashi and Lin to feel better. The two brought Wei to the front battlefield. Because of Hui's intervention, Minato did not rescue Kakashi. Instead, he slaughtered rock shinobi on the front battlefield. Watching the unfinished war, several people from Kakashi also joined the battle. Toru can't wait to pull out Zanpakuto from his hand. Minato was slaughtering, and he saw a flash of blade light flashing from the corner of the eye. Not particularly stunned, Xiaohui, feel Minato's gaze. Wei raised his left hand. Yeah, Uncle Minato. I said, don't call me uncle, wait a minute, this is not the point. Minato, who almost went off track, said, how come you appeared on the battlefield? Then he cut down Rock Shinobi's genin and watched the 0.2 increase on the system. Wei said, well, because I was worried about Kakashi, I came here. Minato felt big for a while. Is this brotherhood? I'm so moved. What a fart. This kid definitely sneaked out. I, Namikaze Minato, have seen everything through. ... Rock Shinobi retreated in disastrous defeat, and Minato ordered everyone to stay where they were. Coming to Hui's side, looking at Wei who was stunned, Minato was about to say something. An eagle flew to Minato's side. Pull out the information at your feet. When Minato opened, it was the news about Wei from 3rd generation. Advertisement. Huh, it's late, 3rd generation. Xiaohui, 3rd generation knows that you are going to the battlefield. Wei nodded, as expected. Aren't you nervous? Minato asked. Wei shook his head. Minato has a straight look. Xiaohui, although you want to rescue Kakashi, it's right. But the behavior of running out of the village without permission is likely to turn you into a betrayal. Quote. Well, not next time. Minato has a black line on his face, next time. After patiently telling Wei the necessary things, Minato went to help Konoha's other ninjas. Hui's eyes were always fixed on the system in front of him. He was looking at the system log and turned off the prompt because it was too noisy. Battle Rock Shinobi Jonin. Dashi, behead, fusion degree plus 0.5%. Battle Rock Shinobi Jonin. Demon Leech, kill, fusion plus 0.5%. Battle Rock Shinobi Chunin. A passerby, beheaded, fusion degree plus 0.3%. Battle Rock Shinobi Genin. Second passerby, beheaded, fusion degree plus 0.2%. ... In this war, Wei killed 2 Jonin, 15 Chunin, and 20 Genin. Add the 2% from the previous game against Kakashi, and the 0.2% from the short confrontation with Anbu. Hui's panel has been very different. Host. Feng Youhui. Stamina. 50. Energy. 50. Reiatsu. 1500. Fusion characters. Yamamoto Genryūsai 9.52%. Evaluation. Elite Jonin, you who have become the mainstream combat force in the world at present, move towards a higher level goal, let's set out. Glancing at the poisonous chicken soup in the system, Wei closed the panel. It's 10% soon, there should be interesting changes. Looking forward to it. ... Rock Shinobi, who retired, did not stay idle. After finishing Hui's information, it was passed to 3rd Tsuchikage Onogi. Onoki flipped through the information in his hand. Advertisement. Originally because of Rock Shinobi's failure. Onoki's face was full of anger. Now that a genius boy has been exploded, his mood can be imagined. Go, send this information to the other Shinobu villages. Yes, Master Tsuchikage. The new generation of Konoha absolutely cannot continue to grow. Hui's intelligence flashed in his mind. Feng Youhui, 4 years old, is comparable to the elite Jonin. This is definitely a monster. The body has not officially started to grow. Strength is already the level of elite Jonin. Once Feng Youhui starts to grow, who can stop Konoha in the ninja world? As someone who has seen Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama with their own eyes, Onoki knew clearly, even a person, as long as he is strong enough, has the ability to rewrite history. Now, Wei has such potential, don't even make them even more terrifying. Never let him return to Konoha alive. Secretly made up his mind, Oyemu thought in his heart. It's not enough to release the news. The other hidden villagers must pay attention to it. Just do it if you think of it, Oyemu wrote Feng Youhui's information on paper. Summon subordinates and order them to transmit information quickly. Because of Onoki's advice, get rid of the Kurigaker locked in the country. Cloud Shinobi from Thunder Country and Sand Shinobi from Wind Country. Soon I learned of Feng Youhui's existence. Konoha's new star has risen. Third Reikage looked at the intelligence on the table and let out a cold snort in his nose. Being able to achieve this position, naturally knows what Onoki's idea is. However, Feng Youhui is indeed worthy of him. With a big wave of his hand, order to go down, and meet Feng Youhui, don't worry about killing. Yes, Lord Reikage, the same situation occurs in Sunagaker. Feng Youhui's reputation was introduced to the ninja world for the first time. Asterisk. Chapter 7 Am I still going to school after being on the battlefield? Advertisement. Chapter 7. I've been on the battlefield, but I still have to go to school. After finishing the battle of the Shinwubi Bridge, Feng Youhui was ordered back to the village. Wei did not complain about this. After all, the energy that should be obtained has already been obtained. The strength has also undergone earth-shaking changes. Soon, Wei returned to Konoha with some of the wounded. Inside the Naruto building, Wei looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen in front of him speechlessly. Patter, patter. The old smoker smoked one bite at a time. Well, the third-generation old man, I have already apologized, why don't you let me go? Wei said it with some confidence. Xiaohui, the old man thinks so, go to school. Meow meow meow, haven't seen anyone who has been on the battlefield between labor and management. Why are you still going to school? Cough cough. Third generation gave a light cough. There is no discussion about this matter. It happens to be the time for admission next week. You will enroll next week. That's how it is decided. Wei thought for a while. In the end, I feel that the basic knowledge really needs to be supplemented. Then it's up to you, old man third generation. After all, before third generation could react, Wei left the office. Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled helplessly, I have become an old man. On the street, Wei shuttled through the crowd, still considering his own shortcomings in his heart. In the next time, the main goal is to increase one's physical fitness. Through the battle, Wei clearly knew his shortcomings. Shinigami fights with spirit bodies, but he is different. Wei still has a body. Therefore, the only thing that may restrict Hui's development may be only physique. However, physique is not something that can be achieved overnight. Thinking about this, Wei came to open black lens bracket Tenten's weapon shop close black lens bracket. Step into it. The wind chimes on the door made a crisp sound. Welcome, our shop has Konoha's most complete weapons. Konoha Jonin Yellow Glitter highly recommended by Namikaze Minato. Quote. Advertisement. The middle-aged man's passionate voice came. Keita looked at the man, maybe this was Tenten's father. Uncle, I need to buy some weight. The man looked at the obviously young boy in front of him. Juvenile, in my opinion, your physical age is not too old. If you carry weight now, it may cause irreversible damage to your body. Quote. Wei waved his hand, Uncle, it's okay, I know what to do. The man didn't say much, well, then. How many different weights can I recommend to you? The man sealed the selected load in the scroll and handed it to Wei. And tell him how to untie the scroll. Thanks for your patronage, 6,000 taels. Wei waved his hand, here you are. Like a local tyrant, don't care. Welcome to visit next time. Back home, Wei followed the method taught by his uncle. Open the scroll and take out the load one by one. Mild obsessive compulsive disorder makes him uncomfortable. After getting it done, Wei took Zanpakuto in his hand and sat quietly in the courtyard. Knife Zen. After a long time, Wei opened his eyes and murmured. Still not so good, raise it to 10% as soon as possible. After all, Wei started his own training. It's getting late. He dragged his tired body and opened the door. After instructing his servants to cook, Wei took a shower. After dinner, go back to his room. Place Ryujin Jaka neatly beside the pillow. Untie your own clothes and stack them aside. Lying quietly on the bed, closing his eyes, fell into a deep sleep. The next morning, Wei opened his eyes on time. Today is entrance day. As a coming man, people in their 20s are going to school with a group of little kids. Wei could only sigh helplessly. After eating early, she wore a jet black kimono. Zanpakuto hung around his waist, flying with sakura flowers. Wei came to the ninja school. This is the school founded by second generation. Advertisement. Looking at the school in front of him, Wei had to admire second Hokage Senju Tobarama. Master of water style, inventor of forbidden technique, scientist, countless titles. Both politics and strength are worthy of Hokage and the title of Senju. The gaze randomly swept across the little boy in front of him, his gaze stayed on a figure. Looking at the child's broken hair, the decree lines on his face have begun to appear. Huh, Wei said softly, Uchiha, Itachi. In the original book, Itachi, who only enrolled when he was 6 years old. Why did you come to school so early? Itachi seemed to feel something, and turned to look at Wei. The eyes of the two collided in the air. Itachi nodded. Then he entered the school. Looking at this period of time, it will still be quite interesting. Wei chuckled lightly and followed. Coincidentally, both of them were in the same class. Open black lens bracket elite class 1 close black lens bracket. Apart from most of the dragon traps, perhaps the only one I know is Uchiha Itachi. Wei was not welcome, and came to the side of Itachi and sat down quietly. Hello, my name is Uchiha Itachi. Itachi kept polite when he was young. Wei nodded. Feng Youhui. After all, the scene seemed to cool down. At this moment, the person wearing the green Chunin vest entered the classroom. Looking at the noisy elementary school below, he clapped his hands. Okay, everyone, the teacher first introduce yourself. My name is Jing Jing, you can call me Teacher Jing. Quote. Looking at the teacher Inoue who was boasting on the stage, Hui's thoughts radiated. I kept thinking about Kido's curse in my mind. Since the degree of integration has gone up. Wei Nang's Kido has reached 50 Dao. But I haven't used it once. So Wei doesn't know if his current Reiatsu is enough. Itachi glanced at Feng Youhui from time to time, recalling what Father Uchiha Fugaku said to him yesterday. The boy who has attracted the attention of the ninja world, the demon boy. Obviously you are the same age, can you kill people without hesitation? Chapter 8 1007 Yo, my stupid little brother. Advertisement. Chapter 8 1007 Yo, my stupid little brother. Although third generation in order to protect itself, did not publicize his achievements too much. However, anyone in a large family has long received the news. Teru's Reiatsu felt Itachi's gaze, and the corners of his mouth twitched from time to time. Brother, don't you see it? Finally got through the lecture of the teacher underground. As a result, we ushered in the third generation speech. Young people are the hope for the future. The older generation should trust and guard you. Quote. The sacrifices of the older generation are not meaningless. It will inspire young people to become the pillars of the future. Quote. Where the leaves fly, the fire is endless. The fire will continue to illuminate the village and let the new leaves germinate. Listening to the words of third generation, Wei Buyu sighed. The brainwashing ability of Will of Fire is indeed very strong. Finally survived the day of ninja school. Wei feels that going to school is more tiring than training. It's annoying enough to deal with little kids. I have to deal with precocious little girls. And some Uchiha who always casts his eyes. When he walked out of the school gate, Wei finally let out a sigh of relief. Wei-kun. Wei turned his head. Ah, why is it you again, Itachi? It's Itachi. What's the matter? Wei asked flatly. Well, can you fight me? I can buy you 3 color balls. Itachi seemed embarrassed and scratched his head. Hui's brows faintly. Oh, can you tell me why you want to fight? Actually, my father told me yesterday about your matter. Itachi looked at Wei. My father also led me to the battlefield before. I just want to know. Why can you kill the enemy without any worries? Quote. I have been to the battlefield. Wei murmured. Seeing Itachi's slightly expectant and nervous eyes. Wei nodded. Yes, but I want to eat 3 color balls first. The inexplicable friendship began like this. Time has passed unconsciously for a year. Advertisement. Konoha Village, exercise field. Brush. Counting to the sound of breaking through the sky. The dark kunai flew to the distant boy at high speed. The boy wore a black bathrobe and held a zanpakuto in his right hand. With a light tusk. Unexpectedly, I dare to use Kunwu Temptation, 1007 Yo, my stupid little brother. A calm tone sounded, and the boy's figure disappeared in an instant. Uchiha Itachi calmly observed the surroundings. Left, front, right, back, nothing, where? It's here. A figure suddenly appeared above, and Ryujin Jaka in his hand waved down. Itachi's pupils shrank. Unstoppable. Thorn. Single quote. The blade slashed across the body. Bang. Byakugan dispersed, a piece of wood appeared. Body replacement technique. At this moment, there was a sense of crisis behind Wei. Single quote. Hui's figure appeared in the distance, and Itachi kicked the air. The two stood opposite each other. In 1 year, Hui's height finally reached 1.5 meters. Ryujin Jaka, which was a little long before waving, is also more suitable. The black hair was not cut off, and Wei was randomly tied into a ponytail. Put your left hand into your arms and hold a knife in your right hand. Put the knife on your shoulder and stare at the ferret on the opposite side. In contrast, the changes in Itachi are also very obvious. A year ago, under the stimulation of Wei, Itachi actually turned on Sharingan. At present, it has reached the stage of Ergoyu, worthy of Uchiha's genius. The ferret holds a handle in each hand, defensively. Wei-kun, your strength has become stronger again. Wei looked calm. You are not bad, Itachi. Huh, single quote. After speaking, a figure of Kuu came from behind. Wei tilted his head, avoiding the attack. More than that, Wei-kun, detonating talisman, burst. The ferret behind him made a seal with his hands and gave a soft drink. Boom, single quote. A huge roar resounded throughout the exercise field. Itachi's double hook jade stared closely at the smoke from the explosion. Advertisement. Where are you looking, Itachi? A calm voice sounded from behind Itachi. So fast. Itachi's pupils shrank, trying to avoid. Ryujin Jaka's speed was faster and he rested on Itachi's neck. As expected of Wei, the speed is getting faster and faster. Hey, don't calmly say such ambiguous words. Not enough, I have improved too, Wei-kun. I saw that Itachi didn't panic at all, but looked at Wei with a smile. Oh, is there any other means? After all, I wanted to defeat you, Wei-kun. I saw Itachi's figure turned into white smoke and disappeared into the air. Fire style, Phoenix fire technique. Countless small flames came from Hui's side. Feel the hot temperature on your side. A smile appeared on the corner of Hui's mouth. Itachi, you seem to have forgotten, flame, it is not valid for me. Wei stood still, motionless. When the Phoenix fire approaches Wei, it turned out automatically. I know, Wei-kun, so the next thing is the killer. Itachi's body finally appeared, with silk threads wrapped in his hands. Hui's eyes narrowed. I saw the space around the body, densely packed with thin lines. The last few doubles have already laid a net around the world. Look at Itachi, as expected of you, but this is not enough. Ignoring Wei, Itachi made a seal with one hand and said, water style, water dragon bomb change. I saw small water bombs appearing on the silk thread, swiftly attacking towards Wei. Itachi's eyes fixed on Wei. This time, I will win. Wei sighed slightly. It's improved, Itachi. Boom. Single quote. The huge Reiatsu erupted, directly shatter the extremely hard silk thread. Water bombs are not immune. Just the radiated energy solved my layout. Itachi stared blankly at Wei who slowly walked towards him. Really improved, Itachi. Wei said. There is a wry smile on the corner of Itachi's mouth. However, I still can't force you to show your true strength. Wei-kun. Well, don't care about this kind of thing, please go and eat 3 color balls. Wei waved his hand and walked forward indifferently. Looking at his back, Itachi clenched his fists. Next time, I will let him do his best. Try hard to catch up with Hui's pace. Chapter 9 Alternation of New and Old. Advertisement. Chapter 9 Alternation of New and Old. The two were walking on the street, walking slowly. Basic knowledge will be all masters in the first 2 weeks of enrolling in Wei. As early as a year ago, the two stopped going to class. And applied for early graduation. But Sarutobi Hiruzen was slow to pass. There is no doubt that if it was passed at that time, will definitely be sent to the battlefield. In order to protect Wei. Third generation's vision is against the crowd. This prevented the two from graduating. The Third Ninja World War is about to end. Uncle Minato is going to be Hokage too. Wei thought in his heart. When they came to the meatball point, the two sat at the door, eating 3-color meatballs. Wei looked at the light blue system. Host. Feng Youhui. Stamina. 1000. Energy. 1000. Reiatsu. 150,000. Evaluation. Shadow, even in cage level, you are well-deserved number 1. Currently fused roles. Yamamoto Genryūsai, 30% fusion. Looking at the template that has changed a lot, Wei nodded with satisfaction. Although there is no battle, the improvement of strength is slower. But half a year ago, Wei finally got a response from Ryujin Jaka. Currently he can use Shikai. Secretly released once outside the village. Wei finally knew. Why did the old man seal his Bankai? Without him. Too strong. Shikai's temperature reaches the temperature of the sun's surface. Just released it. The surrounding trees for several kilometers have been burned out. Ryujin Jaka has not tried any of his own skills. Let Wei couldn't help but sigh. It's too strong and it's not too good. Turning his head to look at the ferret with his mouth full. The corners of Hui's mouth twitched. Itachi looked at Wei suspiciously. What's wrong? Wei-kun. Advertisement. A dozen 7 yo, pay attention to protecting your teeth. The two finished the 3-color meatballs. Watching the sun gradually setting. We said goodbye to each other and went home. Opening the door, a white hair came into view. Yeah, Kakashi was cooking in the kitchen. Raised his right hand and said hello to Wei. Wei was taken aback. Aniki, I'm back. Is the war over? Kakashi nodded while frying the fish. Ah, it's over, only the final part of the work is left, Hokage-sama and they will take care of it. Pour the fried fish into the plate. Sprinkle with condiments. Wei helped put it on the table. The two sat face to face at the dining table. Finished the meal quietly. I patted my slightly full stomach. I heard, you haven't been to school for a long time. Well, I already know all the basics. It's useless to stay at school. The graduation application was also rejected by the 3rd generation project. Quote. Kakashi nodded. After all, Master Naruto is here to protect you. I know, so I didn't apply again. Kakashi said. Well, the war is over, you should be able to apply too. Wei didn't want to continue this topic anymore. Speaking of which, where's Uncle Minato? Ah, Ms. Minato was called away by third generation. Aniki, Uncle Minato will become Naruto, right? Kakashi was stunned. Obviously I didn't know that Wei would actually ask like this. Although I can't explain to the outside world now. But it's not far from 10, but Wei, how did you know? Quote. This kind of thing, just a guess, right? After all, I also know the name of the yellow flash. Quote. After a moment of silence, Wei said. Let's visit Uncle Minato's house in a while, I heard that Kushina is pregnant. Kakashi nodded and agreed. The two cleaned up together. Wei followed Kakashi to Minato's home. Boom, boom, boom. Advertisement. Who? The woman's voice came. Kakashi, huh, Xiaohui is here too. Kushina said with a slightly bigger belly, surprised. Come in quickly. Excuse me, ×2. Why do you two remember to come to me? Kushina put 2 cups of tea in front of them and asked suspiciously. Kakashi raises the teacup. Thank you, madam, it's actually Wei, I want to come and see you. Kushina bulged angrily. So is Xiaohui, obviously not far away. I haven't come to see the master several times in a year, and I am very sad for being a teacher, crying. Hey, are you a great drama player? As Kushina said. A year ago, when Wei failed to graduate early, he formally joined Kushina's sect. Don't ask why, asking is just getting beaten up. The three sat and chatted together. At the same time, the door was opened. 2 kinds of gentle voices. I'm back, hey, you two are here, quote. Looking up, it was Minato. Kushina holding Minato's arm. I'll tell you, it was Xiaohui who proposed to come over. Minato was a little surprised. Wow, then, Xiaohui will come to see your master more in the future. Wei nodded. Uncle Minato, you don't need to say, I also know. After a few people were seated, Kakashi asked. Ms. Minato, are you sure? Minato smiled softly. Ah, it's confirmed, most of the work has been handed over. Kushina is so happy. Then you are the 4th generation, little son. Minato hugs Kushina tenderly. Don't get too excited, be careful of your children. I'm so happy. Since we are so happy, let's go eat barbecue tonight. ×3. Chapter 10 Aniki, is there only this degree? Advertisement. Chapter 10 Aniki, is there only this degree? After eating the barbecue, the contented people would pass it. The next day, Wei continued to practice sword wielding. Kakashi came out of the house. Wei, recover your strength, take your knife, and go to the 7th exercise field. Looking at Kakashi with a serious face, Toru knew that his trial had begun. However, it is still unknown whose trial was. Watching the leaving Kakashi. Wei elegantly retracted the knife into its sheath. After washing away the sweat stains on the body, put on a new jet black kimono. Zanpakuto hanging around the waist. Stepping on the wooden clogs, went to the exercise site. Kakashi frowned and looked at Kei's dress. Wei, ninja clothes, try not to be so loose. Aniki, this is my battle suit. In that case, let you recognize reality. Wei, hold on to the determination to kill me, or you will lose. Quote. I don't want to hear the brilliance of Kakashi's ink, and Shunko came directly behind Kakashi. Zanpakuto waved it down without hesitation. This speed. Kakashi was shocked, and hurried to seal in his hands. Boom. Single quote. Feeling the sensation from the knife, Toru looked up at Kakashi who had already appeared in the distance. Kakashi looked at the boy with serious eyes at the moment. It's almost the enchanting speed. Thoughts flashed by, Kakashi drew his knife and rushed towards Toru. I saw 2 people only saw the sword, the light and the shadow. The bigger the Kakashi, the more scared. The Hitaki knife technique handed down by one's own ancestors actually fell into a disadvantage. When he was about to be cut, Kakashi hurriedly backed away. Stepping on the lake. Quickly seal. Water-style water dragon bomb technique. The water flow on the soles of the feet is awakened by chakra. The huge water dragon rushed towards Wei. Tisk. Hui's mouth curled. Maybe it's because of Zanpakuto. Wei has no interest in water style. However, this is not to say that Wei will be afraid of water style. Take the knife back to the sheath. Hui's right hand stroked the handle of the knife. Reiatsu on his body quickly condenses on the blade. Cut. Advertisement. Unparalleled drawing speed, leaving only a trace of afterimage. The huge slash of Reiatsu slashed sharply on the water dragon. Boom. Single quote. There was a huge roar. Kakashi was hit by the waves of the air. Kakashi doesn't care about himself. Somewhat silly looking at Wei. In the attack just now, I felt the breath of death. Thought of. Looking at, Hui's strength has also improved a lot. Kakashi jumped and came to Toru. Aniki, are you still warming up? Kakashi lifted the blindfold, revealing the Scarlet 3-hook jade. No, I'm going to be serious next. Hand seal. Fast movements are like afterimages. Open your right hand, the thunder and lightning in your hand jump. Thunder Tiger kills. I saw Reikiri undergo a morphological change. A Thunder Wolf rushes towards Wei. Oh, is it possible to use this trick? Hui's thoughts flashed by. Zanpakuto in his hand is not slow at all. Split Thunder Wolf. Kakashi's figure has appeared before my eyes. Without hesitation, Teru pierced Kakashi's body with a single knife. Prickly. I feel a slight numbness in my hands. Lay clone. Kakashi's figure came from underground. Beheading technique in the heart. Holding Hui's collar with a big hand, he was about to drag him into the ground. Who knows? Wei directly launched Shunpo. And moved to a distance with Kakashi. Looking at Kakashi, who was stunned. Wei kicked out without hesitation. Hit Kakashi's abdomen hard. Bang. It's another clone. Ba ba. The sound of electric current comes. Two Kakashi each hold a ball of Reikiri. Rushed to Wei. Lei Chuan. I saw Wei raise his hand unhurriedly. Advertisement. Bakudo number 39 round gate fan. The circular protective shield suddenly formed. It resisted Kakashi's attack. It's my turn. After Wei said, Zanpakudo in his hand instantly wiped out the two shadow clones. Reiatsu released, sensing Kakashi's location. Huh. Kakashi hiding behind the big tree. Feel a deep malice. Without the slightest hesitation, immediately left the place. Zanpakudo cut the big tree easily. The corner of Hui's mouth raises a smile. Aniki, I found you. After all, Teru points the scabbard at Kakashi. Wizard. Reiatsu burst out from the bottom of the scabbard. Will die. Thoughts surged wildly in Kakashi's mind. Can't hide. I surrender. After speaking, Hui's hand moved slightly. The ghost fire wiped Kakashi's head and flew over. Boom. Single quote. A loud noise came from behind Kakashi. Looking back, the forest of several hundred meters is divided into two from the middle. Huh, what a powerful force. Kakashi looked helplessly at Feng Youhui, who was taking the knife into its sheath. In just 1 year, you have grown to this point. You did a good job, Wei. Beimao sighed. Ah, so, the strength can still go further. Kakashi's mouth twitched slightly. That's it, or just so. Seeing you, there is no panic in your breathing, is it possible? Quote. Wei nodded. Aniki, you are a little too weak now. Pointed to Sharingan of Kakashi. Sharingan from Ob soil consumes your chakra very much. Kakashi covered his left eye. But, this is the power of companions. Looking at Kakashi, who fell into memory again. Wei didn't bother and sat quietly by the tree. Looking at the blue sky. It seems that in this world of shinobi, he can finally show his talents. Asterisk. Chapter 11 I, Danzo's root is Konoha's boss. Advertisement. Chapter 11 My Danzo's roots are big and thick. The appointment of 4th generation finally changed the situation that Feng Youhui could not graduate. Although Minato still has a lot of constraints. But I finally got my seat as 4th generation. I don't know how many times I have applied for graduation. Minato smiled and whispered, Anbu. Huh. Anbu's figure appeared in front of Minato, kneeling on one knee. Master 4th Hokage, what's your order? Notify Feng Youhui and Uchiha Itachi to prepare for early graduation assessment. Yes. The battle between Feng Youhui and Kakashi ended half an hour ago. At the moment the two are still in the exercise field. Because certain Beimao fell into recollection and self-blame again. OB2s, Death, and Lin. Yes, Lin also failed to escape the palm of the old thief Uchiha Madara. Wei had already hinted at Lin frantically, but it still didn't help. Not much to say, I can only blame myself for not being strong at the time. Looking at Kakashi looking up at the sky at a 45-degree angle. Feng Youhui really wanted to go up and beat him. At this moment, Anbu appeared in front of the two of them. Feng Youhui, the graduation assessment will start tomorrow afternoon, please prepare in advance. Keep it always concise and clear. After speaking. After confirming that Feng Youhui heard it, he left directly. Wei, on the day of graduation, I still came. Well, it's not a big deal, but you should help Uncle Minato more. Hey, I'm going to call Lord 4th Hokage. Kakashi stared at the dead fisheye that was nowhere to be placed. Wei waved his hand indifferently. Hey, I see, I'll go back first. Kakashi nodded. I'll go to Mrs. Minato to ask about the situation. In fact, it's unnecessary. Aniki, do you think that based on my strength, I still can't pass the test? That said, Kakashi thought of a certain scared man. However, I still need to confirm it. Ignoring Kei's dissuasion, Kakashi went straight to the Hokage building. Advertisement. Before entering the office, I heard a cold and calm voice from inside. Minato, the personnel for the assessment must be selected from my root. After all, Feng Youhui, that is the son of Konoha's White Fang. No one knows whether he planted the seeds of hatred in his heart. I need to confirm. Quote. Kakashi couldn't bear it when he heard this. Open the door directly and walk in. Ms. Minato. Minato was taken aback for a moment. Kakashi, you are here. Kakashi knelt on one knee. Minato-sensei, you know the cruelty of the roots. I don't want my brother, Konoha's genius boy, to face the cruel roots. Boom. Danzo's crutches hit the ground fiercely. Looking at Kakashi with cold eyes. Huh, ignorance, the root is Konoha's darkness. The existence of the root is to protect Konoha. Besides, Feng Youhui is just a kid, but his strength is extraordinary. Such things must be investigated clearly. Quote. As expected of you, Konoha no dark. It's Feng Youhui, Kakashi can't bear it naturally. Master Danzo, the Feng Yu family has been proud of protecting Konoha for generations. If you do this, won't you chill the hearts of other families? Quote. Cold light flashed in Danzo's eyes. Are you teaching me to do things? You know, Feng Youhui tried to escape Konoha as early as a year ago. You can't say that he was trying to escape to save you, right? How come things are always so coincidental? Quote. Kakashi. Minato, you've finished talking, and I'll say a fart. Kakashi no longer cares about Danzo. Watching Minato. Ms. Minato, my eyes are full of tears, of course, Minato's brain makes up for it, doghead saves life. Looking at Danzo who seems to be talking. Minato gave a light cough. Well, Wei grew up when I watched. I guarantee his character is 4th generation. Advertisement. Wei will not do anything to harm Konoha. Quote. Looking at Minato who has made up his mind. Danzo no longer said much. Turn around and leave directly. Really rude old man. Kakashi, go down too, I will take care of Hui's graduation examination. Kakashi thought about it a little bit. I decided to give Minato a vaccination. Ms. Minato, just now, I lost to Wei. Namikaze Minato was taken aback for a moment. Looked at Kakashi in shock. Moreover, Wei doesn't seem to have exhausted all his strength. What? Minato can no longer remain calm. Kakashi's strength, Namikaze Minato knows better than anyone else. Sharingan's burden will not be mentioned for the time being. His strength is a veritable elite Jonin. Take a deep breath. You mean, Xiaohui's strength? Kakashi nodded. Shadow. Even stronger. Shock. There was a moment of silence. Minato stuck to the back of the chair. Wry smile. Xiaohui, you really have a problem for me. Looking at Minato who was in distress. Kakashi's unreliable refreshment. Ms. Minato, Hui's assessment will trouble you. I'll go first. Minato nodded, and Kakashi turned and left. Opened the door of the office. Kakashi's pupils shrank slightly. Danzo's figure stood there quietly. Elder Danzo, I didn't expect to eavesdrop on this kind of thing, you can do it. Kakashi's face is full of anger. Huh, the old man is just standing here. He didn't overhear. You. Chapter 12 Mount Myoboku Toad Sage. Greatly awaited. Advertisement. Chapter 12 Mount Myoboku Toad Sage. Greatly awaited. Kakashi looked at Danzo who was going away with a bad face. This matter is probably not that simple. You must go back early and tell Wei to do it. Making up his mind, Kakashi hurried to the house. Konoha Underground. Danzo sits in the first place. Feng Youhui. Has the strength actually reached the shadow? Another genius. No, to be precise, it's a monster. Quote. Come on. Huh. Looking at the roots kneeling on the ground. There was a trace of satisfaction on Danzo's face. The root is his painstaking effort. After Feng Youhui's graduation assessment is completed. Be sure to bring him the first time. Quote. Minato, everything the old man did, is for Konoha. The darkness overwhelmed Danzo's figure, making it hard to see his face. On the other side, Kakashi found Feng Youhui sitting leisurely in the courtyard. Press his shoulders with both hands. Wei, the next assessment will be very difficult. And, most importantly, your strength was discovered by Danzo. Quote. Wei raised his brows, how did Danzo find out? Kakashi talked about the matter. Wei Buyu sighed, old dog Danzo, you can do this by eavesdropping, you deserve it. Wave his hand, Aniki, calm down. Even if Danzo wants to do to me. He also has to consider his own strength, right? Quote. Unless he is so stupid that he comes to catch me after the assessment. Wei thought to himself, blind student, you found Wadian. Silent all night, the next morning. Advertisement. Feng Youhui got up early as usual. Train untouched. Until the golden crow was in the air, Wei put down Ryujin Jaka in his hand. Kakashi, who had already recovered his composure, brought out the food. The two finished their meal silently. Seeing that it was almost time, Kakashi brought Wei to the Hokage building. In the office, Minato looked at Wei with relief. It is also his own cub, and finally took the step of a ninja. Xiaohui, are you nervous? Wei shook his head. That's good, after all, your opponent is not an ordinary person. Oh, who is it? Boy, your opponent is me. Everyone looked at the open window next to them. Waist-length white hair came into view. The comers wear the word forehead protector. Wearing a red outer jacket, lined with brown clothes, and wearing wooden clogs. Eyes with red marks stared at Wei. Yo, handsome boy, I, Mount Myoboku Toad Sage, Jiraiya. It's your opponent in the assessment. Quote. What? Kakashi froze in place. Master Jiraiya, are you kidding? You or Sanin, are you kidding me about graduation exams? Quote. No blame Kakashi is excited, after all, Jiraiya has long been a famous ninja. Wei looked at the slightly mischievous Jiraiya in front of him. Thinking back to his previous life's evaluation of him. Keep protecting Konoha with the sense of responsibility of a man. Great life mentor. Throw out the thoughts in your mind. Look at Jiraiya. It's just you. Hi, ahem, lecherous old man. Jiraiya's mouth twitched. Advertisement. Hey, lascivious old man or something. I am not. I don't talk nonsense. Wei tilted his head, isn't it? Intimacy tactics, intimacy violence. J-shi, is my book so famous already? Ahahaha. Jiraiya Akimbo laughs. No, it's just that there is my brother in my family who likes to watch. Brother H asterisk 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 I is too much. Minato looked at the happily three. I actually felt a touch of jealousy. Teacher Jiraiya, it's obviously me first. Ahem, that's the decision, now let's go to the exercise field. Minato looked at Wei Xiaohui, this time the patriarch of the big family will also be there. You should understand how to do it. Don't worry, Uncle Minato, I will shock them. As expected of Konoha's demon boy. Minato said with a thumbs up. Who made that name of shame? Uchiha, home of the patriarch. The Itachi family ate quietly. Itachi, Master Naruto had a meeting and said, your friend Feng Youhui will be taking the graduation assessment in the afternoon. Well, that's it, my father. Looking at the serious Uchiha Fugaku, Itachi maintained his usual politeness. Although the day after tomorrow is your graduation exam, let's go and take a look at the devil boy with me in the afternoon. Itachi put down the bowls and chopsticks in his hands and looked at his father suspiciously. Demo, father, you are not allowed to watch the graduation assessment, right? This time the situation is different, after all. Feng Youhui's opponent is the legendary Sannin Jiraiya. What? Itachi was shocked and said that the meal in his hand was not fragrant. Clenching his fist, thinking secretly in my heart. Wei-kun, have you come this far? Then, let your best friends witness your rise. The same scene happened in Konoha's big families. Sarutobi, Yuri, Inoshika-cho, Aburame, Inuzuka. Famous families are looking forward to the afternoon. Is it an evildoer or a name? Asterisk. Chapter 13 The battle begins. Advertisement. Chapter 13 The battle begins. Exercise field no. 7. Feng Youhui and Jiraiya stood in opposition. It is not someone else who is in charge of the referee, it is the current Hokage, Namikaze Minato. Seeing nearly 100 people standing mighty around the exercise field. Minato exhaled deeply. Looking at Wei with his eyes closed, he said like cheering. Xiaohui, don't be nervous. Uncle Minato, I'm not nervous, just adjusting my state. That's good. Outside the court, the patriarchs of all ethnic groups looked at Feng Youhui's small figure. That's the boy of the devil, so cute. Inuzuka chin. It doesn't look like a big deal. Uchiha was stunned. Frozen, shut up, and observe carefully, this child is not panicked at all. Fugaku. As Hui's best friend, Itachi's palm began to sweat. Wei-kun, come on. Papa. Minato clapped his hands and looked at both sides. The battle began. Single quote. Feng Youhui did not hesitate. Shunpo. Jiraiya was taken aback, Wei had already arrived in front of him. Sword pressure. I saw a sharp Reiatsu slashing towards Jiraiya. Boy, you seem to underestimate me. Ninja Needle Jizo. The long silver hair hardens and envelops the whole body. When. Single quote. Blocked Hui's slash. Looking at Wei, Jiraiya has a smile on her face. Motor. Needle hell. I saw Changfa quickly release a long-range attack and stab Feng Youhui. Hui's face was calm and Ryujin Jaka on his right hand waved. Easily resisted a series of attacks. Taking advantage of the gap that Wei resisted. Jiraiya's hands quickly seal. Little devil, the old man must first teach you one thing. Advantageous terrain often determines the direction of victory and defeat. Earth-style Wonquan Marsh. A swamp began to appear under Jiraiya's feet, and it stretched to Hui's feet in an instant. Hui's mouth curled slightly. Hey, it's really troublesome. With a sigh in my heart, my body quickly retreated to the edge. The body is like a knife. Foot cut. Advertisement. Pulling the knife quickly in an instant, Reiatsu gathered on the blade and slashed at Jiraiya quickly. This power. It really is very powerful. Jiraiya looked at Wei, her eyes gradually becoming serious. It is indeed the strength of the shadow. In that case, the old man will show you something good. I saw Jiraiya bit his right thumb. Kuji-o Seno Hisako. Summoning technique. Boom. Single quote. A huge white mist is produced. This is Konoha. Jiraiya, what's the matter? An arrogant voice came. A huge toad was wearing a blue coat with a huge pipe in his mouth. With a wide dagger crossed between his waist, he was vomiting while talking. Pattern. Jiraiya jumped onto Toad Bunta's head. Wen Tai, although it is an assessment, the kid on the opposite side is a real shadow. Nani. Wen Tai's Toad stared at the boss. Konoha is really the cradle of genius. She. Jiraiya looked at Wei. Boy, don't die. Fire-style Toad oil flare. Combination of Wentai's oil and Jiraiya's fire style. A huge flame bomb blasted Feng Youhui. Wei, run away. Even at a long distance, Itachi can feel the power of this technique. Feng Youhui tilted his head and looked at Itachi, with calmness in his eyes. Boom. Single quote. A huge explosion occurs. Wei didn't dodge, he took the flame oil bomb with his body. Wei, Xiaohui, Wei-kun. Several voices shouted excitedly. Only Jiraiya's face is serious, and the seal is silent in his hand. Summoning. Bang. Bang. Little Jiraiya, what's the matter? The old man is still eating. Shen Zuo Xian Ren, Jima Xian Ren, help me enter that mode next. ... The camera turned, the raging flames were still burning. Seeing this scene, Itachi's heart finally settled. Because he understands that flame, for Wei, invalid. Boom. Single quote. As predicted, the powerful Reiatsu swept the audience. Advertisement. Everyone present felt that power. The trembling from the soul. What a powerful force. It makes me feel scared. Reiatsu directly dissipated the flame in front of Kaguya's eyes. At this time his upper body was naked, and his strong muscles were revealed. Ryujin Jaka on the right hand pulled a knife, looking plainly at Jiraiya and the two immortals on the opposite side. Does the lecherous old man plan to? Thinking of this, Wei puts a smile on his face. Finally able to fight wholeheartedly. If Jiraiya is defeated, the degree of integration must increase rapidly. Quietly waiting for Jiraiya to accumulate energy. After a while, Jiraiya's eyes opened. The sign dedicated to the fairy appears above the eyes. The red mark under the frog-like eyes extends to the lower jaw. As this sage mode, Wei murmured. In that case, lascivious old man, I will show you a good thing too. I saw Wei raise the Ryujin Jaka in his hand. Reiatsu, who has a value of 150,000 on his body, burst out with all his strength. The surrounding temperature is rising rapidly. How can it feel so hot? Everyone felt the change in temperature, and only felt dry, and the hairs on their bodies stood up. It seems to remind them to leave quickly. Reiatsu stay at the highest point. Wei lightly opens his lips. Everything in Vientiane. Ashes. Ryujin Jaka. Sensual. All to ashes. Ryujin Jaka. Quote. Boom. Single quote. The temperature is climbing again. Quickly run away. Feeling the heat, everyone fled quickly. Monster. This is a monster. Ryujin Jaka finally. In another world, the first appearance. Call. A white breath came out of his mouth. Wei felt the strength of his body. The tip of the knife points to Jiraiya. Saw. Second round. Start. Asterisk. Chapter 14 Yan is the strongest. Ryujin Jaka. Advertisement. Chapter 14 The flame element is the strongest. Ryujin Jaka. The air was evaporated, and all plants within a few kilometers died. Wei is surrounded by flames. Pap. Pap. The collision of the wooden clogs with the ground in the quiet space is particularly harsh. Shen Zuo Shanren looked at Feng Youhui who looked like this, and the shock in his eyes could not be compounded. Little Jiraiya, who is this kid? Master Shensaku, this is Konoha's future. Jiraiya, who has turned into a sage mode, feels the powerful energy radiating from within her body. Not chakra, but the intensity is much higher than chakra. Wei walked a few meters away from Jiraiya. Jiraiya's body began to be hot, and the hot air made his body sticky. Wei raises Ryujin Jaka in his hand. Saw, lascivious old man, don't die easily. After all, Hui's figure disappeared. Jiraiya's perception ability has been greatly improved due to sage mode. Judging the location of Wei in just an instant. With the palm of your right hand facing up, the huge chakra instantly condenses the super large Rasengan. Smashed to his right side fiercely. Sage Art Super Big Ball Rasengan. In the void, Hui's figure stopped abruptly. Ryujin Jaka's bottom-up counterattack. Boom. Single quote. Rasengan only resisted for a second. It was turned into nothingness. Nani. Jiraiya panicked, and immediately calmed down. Two immortals, please, leave it to us. Little Jiraiya, Magic Toad is singing. The powerful croak of frogs came into Hui's ears. Hui's figure suddenly paused. Amada, now, little Jiraiya. Oh, Sage Art Goemon. I saw Jiraiya use oil, Deep Work for Immortals use wind style, and Zima Immortals use fire style. The combination of these three techniques forms a huge lethality. Advertisement. It is about to swallow everything. Wei made a fist with his left hand and exerted all his strength. Drink. He yelled and broke free to sing. Moved his neck, squinted at the oncoming combination surgery. Speaking calmly. Laughter old man, do you know? The knife in my hand is called Ryujin Jaka. Raise Ryujin Jaka slowly, pointing the tip of the sword towards Goemon. The flame can be manipulated, burned, or detonated. Or, the same can be done. Extinguish. The words just fell. Goemon was in front of everyone, and disappeared completely. Bagana. Impossible, how is this possible? Jiraiya's mouth grows big, looking at the figure of the young man, he finally disappeared. Sage mode. Huh, you won, kid. Ha 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 ha, you deserve to be a demon boy. I've said it all, don't call me such a shameful nickname. Wei also dispersed, Shikai. But because of the high temperature, everything within a few kilometers was burned out. People in the distance feel the disappearance of oppression. They came to the two people one after another. Minato looks at the exercise field that has changed beyond recognition. The corners of the mouth can't help but twitch. Great is great. Demo. Too much, Xiaohui. Feng Youhui looked around for a while. Ah, Uncle Minato, if you need compensation, go to Kakashi. Hey, I'm not your good Anki. But, you took all my money. Kakashi is speechless for a while, so it's not wrong to say that. Xiaodu is numb. You don't have much money in total. Didn't I pay it? Looking at the two people who looked at each other. Everyone can see the sparks from the collision. Minato scratched his head. Ah, Xiaohui, I don't need your compensation. At this point, the farce is over. Looking at Wei sitting there quietly. Advertisement. There was a sigh in everyone's hearts. This kind of combat power has already surpassed fourth generation's goal, right? It must be over, no matter how strong the fourth generation is. That's also a speed type, 1-to-1 is very strong. But Wei is different, it's a humanoid self-propelled little sun. And it's the area damage, if on the battlefield. This is simply the perfect killing machine. Uchiha Fugaku patted Itachi on the shoulder. 1,007. I have time to ask Xiaohui to come and sit at home. Although surprised at his father's behavior, Itachi nodded his head obediently. The rest of the patriarch watched Uchiha ascend first. One after another began to contact the tribe. The girl at home seems to be able to find a boyfriend in a few years, right? Don't talk, your family hasn't been born yet. What if it's a boy? That's better than you, a bug breeder. Hey, what are you talking about? Don't quarrel. Dead fat pig, get out. Dead, fatty pig, what am I going to kill you? The culprit aside, looking at the sky. Ah, it's really nice weather. At this time, I thought that the old man sat next to Wei. Boy, you are really strong. Wei heard the words and shook his head. No, it's just lascivious old man, you are too weak. Puff, that's the sound of an arrow sticking into the heart. How can I say that I am also Sanin? You kid, you won even if you win, and you even said that you are angry at me. No, I'm just telling the truth, my strength is still too weak. Oh, why do you say that? Hui's gaze turned to Jiraiya from the air. Because, her ability, I only play 20%. Chapter 15 Achievement achieved. Genin, the strongest in the ninja world. Advertisement. Chapter 15 Achievement. The strongest in ninja world Genin. Jiraiya stared at the boy in front of him dreamily. He hasn't grown up yet. The matter finally came to an end. Wei also got his own Genin forehead protector under the spotlight. It's so difficult to force the strongest Jiraiya. The result is for a Genin forehead protector. Sure enough, those who dare to provoke Konoha Genin are tough guys. That night, as the elder brother, Kakashi, took Feng Youhui to the home of 4th generation. Xiaohui, congratulations on becoming Genin. Kushina held the juice in her hand and said happily. But, I wanted to take you on tasks, now. Wei shook his head. Kushina, don't do this, even without you, I can still complete the task. Is this what I mean? Finished dinner while playing around. On the second day, Wei was still training hard. The battle with Jiraiya yesterday made his integration soar. Host. Feng Youhui. Stamina. 2000. Energy. 2000. Reiatsu. 30W. Evaluation. Shadow, even in cage level, you are well-deserved number 1. Currently fused characters. Yamamoto Genryūsai, 40% fusion. Looking at his property panel, Wei nodded with satisfaction. Thinking back to the plot of the original book, I was getting closer and closer to the chaos of 9 tails. His own strength brings him self-confidence. Looking at my I brother. Aniki, this time, I won't let you lose Uncle Minato and Kushina. Masters. Wei murmured, feeling that one's own weight is not even better than one's own physical fitness. In desperation, Wei could only clean up and buy some weights again. Walking on the street, not surprisingly, Hui's strength has already passed into the ears of civilians. Along the way, I felt the gazes of everyone's admiration, envy, and jealousy. Wei came to the familiar shop. Advertisement. Open black lens bracket Tenten's weapon shop close black lens bracket. If one of the 12 Xiaoqiang is the richest. Wei definitely said Tenten's name without hesitation. What's so special every time you fight? Kunai, shurikens, clubs, detonating talisman, throw it at will. When he first watched anime, Wei felt that this woman had a lot of money. As predicted, shaking off the distracting thoughts in his mind, Wei stepped in. Welcome to Tenten's weapon shop. Our latest introduction of Konoha's genius, Feng Youhui, the child of the devil, is the same model of Teisho. Customers in need can buy it. Quote. The father of Tenten looked up. 4 eyes facing each other. The tooth white. Sell the surroundings in front of the deity, you will die. The cold sweat on my head keeps flowing down. Wei just took a casual look. Sean Na, boss, help me get a final load. Right, hey. The father of Tenten's face had a wrong forehead. Then came ecstasy. It seems that Konoha's genius, the devil child, didn't care too much. Who on earth gave such a rubbing name? Damn it. Master Wei, here are the weights you need, and I am kindly gifting you a set of sports tights. Might Guy is the same style. All are free. Hui's mouth twitched. I don't want it. As a slightly perfect obsessive-compulsive Wei, how can he accept that kind of weird costume? Tenten's father sighed. Hey, Guy Jonin likes to say. Wei, who couldn't stay any longer, put down the money, turned around and left. Farewell. Escape. The mouth of Tenten's father. Wei stuffed the sealed scroll into his arms and wandered aimlessly in the street. Far away, Wei saw the 2 decree patterns. Yeah, 1,007. Wei-kun, 1,007, walk around with me. Hi, 2 people strolling in the commercial street. Looking at the silent Wei, Itachi took a deep breath, cheered himself up, and said. Wei-kun, will you fight me in the future? Wito said without turning back. Ah, of course you will, after all, you are my best friend. Advertisement. Hearing Wenwei's words, Itachi smiled happily. My dear friend, by the way, Wei-kun, my younger brother is about to be born too, my father has even thought of his name, so his name is Sasuke. Hey, why are you so sure that you are your brother? Hey, you don't need to be sure about this kind of thing. Because I want a younger brother, so I will definitely be a younger brother. Well, you are so happy. The two walked around and came to a noodle restaurant. Iliku ramen. Speaking of it, I don't seem to have been here yet. Wei muttered. Wei-kun, do you want to eat ramen? The ferret asked cutely. Ah, I haven't eaten ramen in a long time. Then go eat. 1,007, you treat. Hey, why? Itachi was puzzled. Because you are my best friend, now your best friend is penniless, Okay then. Wei gently opened the curtain with his hand. Welcome. The still young Uncle Yil looked at the two people in front of him. Oh, Konoha's genius, of the devil. Oh sang. Don't say anything, I want to eat noodles. Chicken bone noodle soup is good. Yil was interrupted by Hui's words, slightly stunned. The caring Itachi comes out to make a rescue. Hey, uncle, actually Wei-kun doesn't like others calling him a demon boy. He is offended, and he still looks at Heihan. Besides, I would like to order the same face. As he said, Itachi bowed politely. It's also a bit cautious. Return a gift quickly. Oh, don't stay long. It's okay. After a while, the faces of the two of them came up. A big kima started, ×2. Feel the deliciousness of ramen in your mouth. Wei ate 3 bowls. Ah, resurrected, thank you for the hospitality. Asterisk. Chapter 16 Do the task. Advertisement. Chapter 16 Do the task. The next day, early morning. Wei got up a little earlier than usual. After all, I'm going to meet his guide Jonin and his teammates today. Came to the Hokage office. Wei turned his head and looked around, as if there was no single guide Jonin. Coming to Minato's side, Wei asked suspiciously. Uncle Minato, hasn't my guide Jonin come yet? Minato, who is editing the file, looks up. Oh, it's Xiaohui, wait a while, your guide Jonin will definitely not let you down. After all, little son continued to correct the documents again. Wei stayed in the hall for a while, but couldn't sit still anymore. He got up and jumped out of the window and lay down on the eaves. Maybe it was too relaxing, Wei actually fell asleep. Patter. With the sound of footsteps, Wei opened his eyes. As if light flashed, his right hand was held on Ryujin Jaka. Calm down, there are no enemies here. Looking up, the man is wearing a dark high collar and short sleeves, and a triangular protective gear. The lower body is wearing pants of the same color and leggings. With a small sword on his back, broken hair fluttered. The Uchiha clan emblem on the back reveals the identity of the visitor. Wei squinted his eyes. Uchiha, Shisui. Shisui was stunned, it seems that Wei-kun knows my name. Ah, after all, it's Shisui who flew in the Third Ninja War, it's hard to know him or not. Wei shrugged, spreading his hands. So, you are here just to get to know me purely. Shisui shook his head, not so, the 4th generation project sent me to be your guide Jonin, please take care of me in the future, Feng Youhui. Wei was stunned after listening. I heard many things about you from Itachi. By the way, another of your teammates will come over right away. Advertisement. Another teammate. Masaka, could it be? At this time, a voice came, Wei-kun, Shisui brother, please take care of me in the future. Looking at the polite Itachi, Wei felt a tingling of the trigeminal nerve. Sure enough, it's you, 1,007. Wei-kun, long time no see. It's been a long time since I saw a ghost, the noodles we ate together yesterday. Jaishi, the team is here. Shisui clapped his hands and said. Itachi raised his hand suspiciously. Brother Shisui, the mission team is usually a 4-person team, why do we only have 3 people? Ah, this matter, because Wei is too strong. So, blame me. Okay, this is the end of the small chat. Although you already know each other, I am also the first time to guide Jonin, so well, let's start with self-introduction. For example, my name is Uchiha Shisui, I am good at fire style, I am instant, I like to raise crows. My weapon is a short sword. Next, Shisui looked at Itachi. My name is Uchiha Itachi. I am good at fire style and illusion. I like to eat 3-color meatballs and natto. I hate grilled meat. My name is Feng Youhui, I am good at swordsmanship, and I like to eat 3-color meatballs and natto. There is nothing particularly annoying about food. Shisui nodded, there is only a small team now. I'm not testing the strength of the two of you. If I lose, wouldn't it be ugly, ha 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 ha. So, what's the next plan? Shisui brother, Itachi asked. Then, let's go directly to take the task. The 3 returned to the mission hall. Minato saw Shisui's figure and smiled. How are you getting along, Shisui? Ah, it's very easy to get along with. Although Hui's strength is now very strong in Konoha village, he is a rookie ninja. Naturally, we have to start with the most basic D-level tasks. Thus, the cheerful genin time began. As the first task of our team, that is, harvesting weeds. Let's go. Oh, Uchiha Itachi was uncharacteristically enthusiastic. Advertisement. Hey, just be careful, where did you lose all Uchiha's coldness? Hui's heart couldn't stop complaining. In the next 3 months, the 3-person team frantically brushed D-level missions. Until that day, the sky is clear. Wei lay on the Hokage rock, looking into the distance. Wei-kun, what are you thinking? I heard the voice of Itachi. Wei moved slightly. Ah, nothing, right, where's Shisui? Brother Shisui is going to perform the task. Wei nodded. Itachi, Zu, where's Sasuke? I heard a close friend mention Sasuke. Itachi's expression is full of tenderness. Sasuke should be asleep right now. After all, he is still too young. Wei straightened up. Itachi, you know, there is a conflict between the village and the Uchiha clan. And this contradiction has been intensifying. Quote, Wei-kun, what do you mean? Long exhale. It means that if one day in the future, when the village and Uchiha are completely opposite, how would you choose? Quote, Itachi was lost in thought. He had been thinking about him with Hokage's thinking since he was a child. Now even if he knows the answer, he is unwilling to make that choice. Because this time, he still has close friends. Itachi, leave everything to me. Itachi looked at the back of the young man in front of him. Nodded vigorously. That really troubles you, Wei-kun. Chapter 17 Yeah, come out, Nine Tails. Advertisement. Chapter 17 Yeah, come out, Nine Tails. It was getting late. Wei stood up and patted the dust on his body. 1,007, so be it today, see you tomorrow. Wei-kun goodbye. Wei strolled down the street. The streets tonight are a little quiet. After thinking for a while, Hui's figure disappeared into the street. Minato home. Wei waited quietly at the door. Actually he's not sure if it's tonight, but Kushina is already in pain. Let him not be careless. On the other side, because of Kushina's special identity, even things like labor must be carried out in secret. And we must do a good job of sealing Nine Tails. Sweat was clenched in Minato's hands. Wow, wow, the cry of the baby broke the deserted enchantment. Huh, Minato takes a breath of strength. Then he didn't dare to neglect, it was about to seal Nine Tails. A man wearing a black robe and a tiger skin mask appeared. Who are you? Minato was shocked. Konoha's Avengers. A deep voice came from under the mask, throwing the baby who was still in the infancy to Minato. Minato caught it and took a closer look. There was a detonation talisman attached to it. Throw the detonation talisman extremely fast. Huh. Flying Thunder God. Minato took the baby back home. Then go back to the sealed place again. Seeing that the masked man has completely destroyed the seal of Nine Tails. Minato's heart trembled. Ignoring other things, I will take Kushina home for the time being. The masked man appeared from the void, standing on the streets of Konoha. His eyes are full of anger. I saw him slapped on the ground. Yeah, come out, Nine Tails. The huge summoning technique appeared on the ground. Advertisement. Accompanied by a roar, the huge body of Nine Tails appeared in Konoha. Roar. Nine Tails yelled excitedly. The masked man appeared on the head of Nine Tails. The eyes. Evil Uchiha. Huh, the beast just needs to be obedient. After all, the Mangekyo in his eyes turned frantically. In just a moment, Mangekyo also appeared in Nine Tails' eyes. Destroy it, Nine Tails. Roar. ... After Minato placed the two of them together, they put on the robes of the gods. Push the door. Yo, Uncle Minato. Xiaohui, what are you doing here? Ah, waiting for you to come back. Let's not talk about it. Xiaohui, please take Kushina and the others to evacuation. What's wrong? Is it because of that big guy? After all, Wei pointed at Nine Tails' huge body with his fingers. Minato nodded solemnly. Xiaohui, it's not that simple for Nine Tails to break the seal. Wei waved his hand. It doesn't matter that, compared to this, Nine Tails is coming over here. Uncle Minato, Nine Tails is handed over to me. Go and confirm the truth. Toru twisted his neck, hung Zanpakuto, and was about to step forward. Xiaohui, I will definitely postpone it until I get back. Minato didn't stop him, he knew Wei was strong enough to protect himself. Looking back at Minato, he nodded, his body started to rise. Minato was stunned, there was no seal, no chakra fluctuations. Did Xiaohui fly? Shaking his head, Minato went to find the masked man. Roar. The roar of Nine Tails spread throughout Konoha, and the villagers in the village were organized to go to evacuation points early. Weifei reaches the sky above Nine Tails. Looking blankly at the ruined Nine Tails. No nonsense. Zanpakuto was pulled out, and Reiatsu, who was stronger than ever, began to gather. The action that Nine Tails is destroying is stagnant. A deep sense of fear goes straight to the heart. The fiery red raindrops began to appear in the sky. Eventually it grew bigger and bigger, taking up the entire space. Advertisement. That's Feng Youhui, even if they are far apart. Ninjas in the village can't forget the kid who won Jiraiya. Feel the heavy Reiatsu in the air. There was a sigh in everyone's hearts. How far has it grown? The tip of the knife points to the Nine Tails suppressed by Reiatsu. Your appearance makes me very angry. Nine Tails. Everything in Vientiane is ashes, Ryujin Jaka. Boom. Single quote. The condensed endless Reiatsu surrounds Konoha. Feeling that there are no civilians in the village. Hui's strength broke out with all his strength. The people of the third generation who arrived late. Bearing the fear caused by Reiatsu. Admire in my heart. Is this the true strength of this child? Sarutobi Hiruzen was shocked. Old man, let me help. After Jiraiya and Sarutobi Hiruzen have spoken, they will come forward. Sarutobi Hiruzen raised his hand to stop Jiraiya. Did you see the air around Xiaohui? It's completely distorted. If you pass now, it's going to die. Go help Minato. Sarutobi Hiruzen says. Jiraiya stopped talking, took a deep look at Wei, and turned away. Toru wrapped in Reiatsu, Zanpakuto in his hand gave a light wave. Reiatsu disperses and Shikai is done. Looking at Nine Tails, Hui's expression is very flat. Huh, Shunpo. Torch. At a very close distance, Wei pulled out the knife in his hand. The tornado-shaped flame wall envelops the huge body of Nine Tails. Rotate to the sky. Roar. The painful roar of Nine Tails came from the flames. Wei looked coldly. Is it only that way, Nine Tails? Chapter 18 Collision with the Masked Man. Advertisement. The 18th chapter Collision with the Masked Man. Nine Tails jumped hard and jumped out of the fire tornado. At Nine Tails at this time, almost all the hair on her body was scorched. No longer the heroic before. The Mangekyo in his eyes disappeared under Hui's stimulation. Nine Tails shook his huge head. Uchiha, Konoha, damn it. After all, chakra began to gather in the mouth of Nine Tails. Not good. Sarutobi Hiruzen's pupils shrink. It's tailed beast bomb. Run away. Hearing the words, the surrounding ninja picked up the wounded around him and quickly retreated. Looking at Xiaohui, worry flashed in his eyes. Nine Tails' body leans back slightly to accumulate energy. Boom. Single quote. The huge tailed beast bomb shoots out. Getting closer. Wei moved. The Ryujin Jaka in his hand is wrapped in spiritual power, and he quickly draws towards the tailed beast bomb. Huh. In a flash, tailed beast bomb was cut in 2 pieces. Boom. Single quote. I saw endless flames appearing on the split-tailed beast bomb to wrap it up. Soon, it was burned out. That's it. Nine Tails. Fire burning city. Ryujin Jaka's blade has a huge flame wall like a palm. Pounced towards Nine Tails. Will die. A thought flashed through Nine Tails' mind. As the strongest among the 9 big-tailed beasts, it can't stop it. The trembling body makes it unable to move. The Yanbi envelop Nine Tails. Make it immobile. Nine Tails, you can't escape. Wait here obediently for my return. Otherwise, I will kill you. Quote. Nine Tails heard it and roared. Advertisement. But the body is very honest and stops moving. Look at the honest Nine Tails. Wei nodded. Reiatsu all over Konoha instantly. Found it. After that, Hui's figure disappeared. On the other side, Rasengan of Minato smashed the masked man fiercely. Guard Konoha with life. This is Hokage's mission. Hey, I saw the famous scene when I first came here. Masked man looking down on the ground. Minato came to Wei. Xiaohui, how is Nine Tails? Wei shrugged. It's just a beast, I'm trapped. What should he do? Are you going to kill? Quote. Hearing this, the masked man staggered to his feet. Kill me, humph, but unfortunately you don't have this ability. After all, Mangekyo turned sharply, centered on his eyes, forming Uzumaki. Oh, do you think you can escape? Wei raised eyebrows. Minato shook his head. Xiaohui, that's space-time ninjutsu. I know. After that, Wei raised his right hand. Space barrier. Single quote. Invisible ripples are emitted, locking this space. The masked man is forming Uzumaki's right eye with a wave. Time and space, failure. The masked man is holding his right eye. How can it be? Ma, don't care about these things, the next thing is the point. I am very interested in the face under the mask. Quote. Speaking interestingly, originally, the old man's space barrier could only designate a certain thing to be sealed to another time and space. But Wei took a different approach, covering his own Reiatsu around. Then block Reiatsu is a specific thing. However, this also has a drawback. That is, you don't have to say a chant like the original to escape. Advertisement. But as long as Reiatsu, who is hiding in the surroundings, is broken, he can leave. Looking at the masked man who is still shocked. Toru throws Zanpakuto. Okay, let's solve it quickly. Shunpo. Slash. Ryujin Jaka in his hand slashed at the masked man with unparalleled speed. The masked man was shocked and hurriedly hollow. Tisk, I said that this space is blocked. Puff. Single quote. The sharp slash slashed mercilessly on the masked man. Kacha. The mask was shattered, and a familiar face came into view. Minato's body shook. Oh, soil, how could you? Minato looked at Obito puzzledly. Obito clutched the wound and let out a cold snort. This world is a false world. It doesn't matter what the world is like. I saw Obito's hand seal. Snapped. Single quote. Palms on the ground. Looked at the two with cold eyes. Although the space barrier is very powerful, but still can't trap me. I look forward to seeing you next time, Feng Youhui. Quote. After all, the white smoke of bang is produced. Obito's figure disappeared. Kazusuke, I have found out. My Reiatsu. Yes, in Hui's perception, Obito had destroyed Reiatsu and escaped. Looking at Minato who was still in a daze, Wei said. Uncle Minato, the matter is not over yet. On the other side, Obito's figure emerged from the void and slowly fell to the ground. Obito gasps. White Zetsu on the side jumped to Obito's side. Oh, what a miserable look, Obito. Feng Youhui. Next time, I will definitely kill you. Asterisk. Chapter 19 Kushina, Master. Advertisement. Chapter 19 Kushina, Master. Hearing that, Minato's body shook. The village is still waiting to be rescued by itself. Take a deep breath. Xiaohui, I will move Nine Tails here next. Go and help me bring Naruto. Please. Quote. Uncle Minato, what about Kushina? Minato's hands trembled slightly. The village is the most important thing. Wei looked at Minato and was silent for a moment. I see, Uncle Minato, but don't behave. If you can't, there will be me. Minato smiled. Xiaohui, you are still young. Konoha's future may be on you. After all, Minato left directly by Flying Thunder God. Toru also played Shunpo and returned to Minato's home. Looking at Kushina lying on the bed and Naruto sleeping, Wei felt the warmth of home again. It's Xiaohui. Where's little son? Ah, Uncle Minato went to Nine Tails. Kushina heard the words and sat up. Minato can't solve Nine Tails alone. Xiaohui, help me through. Do you have to do this? Your body is already so bad, do you want to accompany the uncle? Quote. Ah, Xiaohui, you are still young. When you grow up, you will understand love. Kushina touched Hui's head tenderly. Wei lowered his head, making it hard to see his expression. Kushina, master. Hearing that, Kushina's body trembled slightly. Xiaohui, finally recognized me as a master, ha ha ha. Looking at the red-haired fluttering blood-red pepper with a smile on the corner of his mouth. Even Feng Youhui feels very complicated at this time. Don't worry, Kushina, I won't let you and uncle die. Having said that, holding Naruto in his arms, carrying Kushina, he swiftly moved towards Minato. I just called my master and said, to live, I will call you master in my life. Wito won't talk about it. Kushina looked at the focused way before her eyes. Xiaohui, Naruto may have to ask you in the future. Advertisement. Thought in my mind. After a while, Wei saw Nine Tails and Minato in the distance. Kushina looked up. Unexpectedly, Minato seems to be talking to Nine Tails. Meow meow meow. Come to Minato. Put Kushina down gently. Minato hugged Kushina and said to Wei. Arnold, Xiaohui, what the hell did you do to Nine Tails? Wei looked dazed. What happened? Ahaha, Nine Tails has been complaining to me just now. I want to return to Kushina's seal. Nani? Kushina didn't care about the pain, got up and looked at Nine Tails. For some reason, she felt tears in the corners of Nine Tails' eyes. Wei came to Nine Tails and saw the trembling of Nine Tails' body visible to the naked eye. Nine Tails, you have a high level of mental awareness. Looking at this little demon in front of me. Nine Tails sighed. Okay, don't gossip, seal me up quickly. Nine Tails, if I can keep Kushina's life, how about you staying in Konoha? When Hui's words came out, not only Nine Tails, but also the few people present were taken aback. Xiaohui, what are you talking about? Minato hurriedly grabbed Hui's shoulder and asked. I said, I can save Kushina's life. Really, really. Wei looks at Nine Tails. So, Nine Tails, what's your answer? Nine Tails stared at Hui's eyes. Humans, the old man hasn't trusted humans for a long time. But from the look in your eyes, the old man sees sincerity. The old man believes in you. Quote. Dead Tsunere. After getting a reply, Wei turned and came to Kushina's side. Kushina, Uncle Minato, do you believe me? Advertisement. The two smiled at each other. Xiaohui, we naturally believe in you. Good. After Wei finished speaking, he pulled out Zanpakuto from his hand. Stabbed fiercely on Kushina's body. Quote exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark quote. Reiatsu delivery. Boom. The spiritual power of Wei rushed into Kushina's body. Not long after, Wei retracted the knife into its sheath. Looking at the few people who are still in a daze. Wei explained. The spiritual power in me can be transferred to Kushina. Let Kushina have the same power as me. Minato nodded slightly. So, Kushina can also use the knife in your hand in the future, right? Hui's eyes seemed to look at a fool. Uncle Minato, Reiatsu is different, Zanpakuto is naturally different. So, Kushina cannot use my knife. Watching Kushina close her eyes and restore the vitality in her body. Wei said. Uncle Minato, Konoha's current situation is worrying. Xiaohui, you mean? Wei nodded. Well, along the way, I have felt the breath of third generation, Anbu, most ninjas. Minato waits quietly. But, the people and roots of the elders. I haven't seen any of them. Xiaohui looked straight at Minato. Although I don't want to be so straightforward, Uncle Minato. The elders do not need to exist. Quote. Xiaohui, the elders were set up by the third generation project before. I really don't know how to deal with it. After all, I only took office soon. Uncle Minato, now Hokage is you fourth generation Namikaze Minato. Not someone else. It's not even the third generation project or the elders group. Quote. Minato thought for a moment when he heard the words and looked at Wei with a smile. Ah, I see, Xiaohui. At this moment, Kushina opened her eyes. The little son. Asterisk. Chapter 29 Tails and Beimao's first meeting. Advertisement. Chapter 20. Nine Tails and Beimao's first meeting. Watching Yo-Yo wake up Kushina. Minato hugged Kushina tightly. Wei, who was accidentally sprinkled with dog food, left with Nine Tails. Speaking of which, Nine Tails, can you make it smaller? Old man can't. Wei was surprised and asked, hey, it's obviously something that one tail can do, you can't do it, it's so weak. Quote. Listening to Hui's mocking tone, can Nine Tails bear it? Naturally not. Isn't it just getting smaller? Who can't do it? Boom. Single quote. The white smoke dissipated. Nine Tails has become a little bit Sure enough, it's still so convenient. After Wei finished speaking, he grabbed the back of the destiny belonging to Nine Tails. Carry it and walk to Hitachi's house. Hey, the old man doesn't want face. Let go. You let me go. Nine Tails' two short hands are fluttering in the air. Surprisingly cute. I am back. Wei opened the door, took off his clogs, and sat in the living room. Hey, this room smells like others. Nine Tails says. Nonsense. I live with my Anki. And are you a fox? Why do you want to do things with dogs? Boy, you scold again. Dog knows. What am I? The one-man one-tail beast's relationship unknowingly gets closer. By the way, Nine Tails, what would you like to eat? There is no dog food or cat food at home. If you need it, I can buy you some tomorrow. Nine Tails' mouth twitches. Why does the old man have to eat those things? I want to eat meat. Quote. Wei tapped the palm of his left hand lightly with his right hand. Suga, you haven't eaten meat for decades, it's so pitiful. Boy, I warn you. Don't be yin and yang weird. Wei will prepare the food soon. This meal was delicious, one I haven't eaten in decades. The other one is more happy today. Advertisement. After the meal, the door was opened. A tuft of white hair dragged a tired figure back home. Yeah, Aniki, I'm back. Kakashi's fish-eyed eyes nodded blankly. And threw myself on the sofa. Tilt his head aside. Huh, there is a fox. Nine Tails was lying on the sofa and was suddenly shocked. I saw a pair of dead fish eyes when I opened my eyes. Ah, Sigma, Su D, Su. Kakashi was also scared by the fox. Nine Tails. Wei came out of the kitchen carrying the hot food. Oh, it seems that you two get along pretty well. How can you tell that it's good? ×2. I saw a person and a fox pointing at each other. Is this your eldest brother, Nine Tails? ×2. One person, one fox head against the head. Nine Tails, you can try to speak from the old man, labor management again. ×2. Wei looked at the two with a smile on his face. Ah, what a warm scene, hollow down pointing triangle asterisk. Kakashi finally accepted this fact. Although I still can't believe it. When I was eating, I stared at Nine Tails. Step by step, Nine Tails' short legs moved quietly to Hui's side. Putting a hand on Hui's ear, he said secretly. Your eldest brother, is his spirit okay? Quote. Wei looked at Nine Tails speechlessly, shook his head, and looked at the novel in his hand seriously, The Legend of Strong Perseverance Ninja. The next day, Wei Lei couldn't get up, looking at Nine Tails lying on my quilt. He lifted the back of his neck in disgust and put it on the tatami mat aside. Came into the yard and were training. System, Wei whispered softly. The blue light curtain unfolds. Host, Feng Youhui. Stamina, 5000. Energy, 5000. Reiatsu, 100W. Evaluation. Advertisement. Currently fused characters. Yamamoto Genryūsai, 50% fusion. Wei was training while thinking in his heart. The progress of integration has gradually become slow. Although it is more than 50%, but the old man Bankai I still can't be the master. Quote. Sigh slightly. Huh, it looks like I have to talk to Uncle Minato, and do more killing missions. After all, this is the fastest way to improve. Complete the task of swinging the knife, and Wei flushing is completed. Putting on dark clothes, Teru knocked on Kakashi's door. Maybe it was too tired last night. Kakashi actually overslept. Aniki, get up, go to the funeral today. Kakashi's voice came from inside the house. Ah, I see, Wei. Hearing this, Wei came to the kitchen and prepared breakfast. After the two foxes finished eating, Nine Tails climbed onto Hui's head and lay there cutely. Wei doesn't care, after all, it's just a group of chakra. It didn't feel heavy either. Kakashi brought Wei to open black lens bracket Ino close black lens bracket. Welcome, it's Kakashi and Xiaohui. Wei looks at the middle-aged man who speaks. Hello, Uncle Hai. Yamanaka waved his hand. So, 2 bunches of white lilies will do, right? Hai asked. The two nodded. Ah, of course it is possible. It's just right, I should set off too, let's go together. The three were strolling on the street, looking at the destroyed houses around and the people crying from time to time. The corners of Nine Tails' mouth twitched. Nine Tails, don't think too much. Nine Tails interrupt Hui's words. Although the old man was controlled at the time, he naturally knew what the old man did. Don't need your little devil to comfort you. Quote. Nine Tails, I want to say, don't think too much, it's really your cause. Chapter 21 What Third Generation and Danzo Have to Say. Advertisement. Chapter 21 2 or 3 Things that Third Generation and Danzo Have to Say. When I came to Konoha's back mountain, there was already a sea of people at this time. Wei-kun. Uchiha Itachi held Sasuke in his arms and ran to Kei's side. Yeah, 1,007, were you okay last night? Itachi shook his head and looked at Nine Tails on Hui's head. This is. Wei nodded. Ah, this is the fox. Hey, who is the smelly fox? Who said you were stinky? Don't be affectionate, hey. Itachi looked at Wei dreamily. Wei-kun, really strong. Wei waved his hand, it's not far away. Master Minato is here. Talking from the crowd, Wei several people turned to look at the blonde hair. Little Sun is now wearing a black dress, followed by Kushina, holding Naruto in her arms. One ninja after another put the flowers in their hands in the Tomb of Heroes. The sky was densely covered with dark clouds, and a light rain soon began to fall. Cries were also heard from the crowd. The morning was over, and the sky gradually cleared. Toru and Kakashi stand outside the cemetery. In this situation, Wei can't help but want to smoke a cigarette. Aniki, is there any smoke? Quote. The atmosphere eased, and an Anbu came to the two of them. Wearing a green mask, like a frog, it is sunny. Master Wei, Master Hokage, please. Toru and Kakashi said hello and came to the Hokage building. Boom, boom, boom. Come in. Wei pushed open the door of the office. Look at Minato, who is slightly tired sitting on the chair. Uncle, if you are tired, just relax, your body will not be able to hold it. Minato smiled. Thank you Xiaohui for your concern, but it won't work for the time being. Wei frowned. What happened? Minato shook his head. You got it right, Xiaohui. Wei suddenly realized. Is it the elders group? Nodded. Well, Danzo takes the lead, I hope I can be deposed. Wei sneered. Who do they think they are? At this moment, the door of the office was pushed open. Advertisement. Huh, we are the elders. It's Konoha's high-level team. Uchiha Kaharu said with AC*K. It's you, Feng Youhui, a kid who dares to insult a high-level man. A crime for you. Wei raised his eyebrows and looked at the three in front of him. Shimura Danzo, Uchiha Kaharu, Mitokado Homura. It's all here. Turn your head to look at Minato. The look in your eyes asks what? Minato's expression was shocked, then trembling, and finally calm, nodding in response. A devilish smile rises from the corner of Hui's mouth. Boy, it's nothing for you now. Let's go down now. Mitokado Homura said impatiently. Wei looked at a few people with a smile. 3 old immortals. Huh, reverberate. The figure disappeared in front of the 3 people's eyes. Bone. Whispers like a devil rang from behind Mitokado Homura. Boom. Single quote. Mitokado Homura's eyes burst, then was beaten to pieces. Puff. Single quote. Blood exploded. Danzo and Uchiha Kaharu's faces were splattered with blood. I've been riding a horse to see that you are upset for a long time. Huh. Single quote. After that, Hui's figure appeared in front of Uchiha Kaharu again. 2 bones in the second part. Boom. Single quote. 2 consecutive invisible attacks hit Uchiha Kaharu's body. Boom. The same smash. Danzo looked at Feng Youhui, who was stained with blood in front of him. The hands could not stop shaking. Oh, there's one more. Wei looked at Danzo. They said a word, how about you? Danzo swallowed, and cast a glance at 4th generation. Speaking loudly. Feng Youhui, you can't kill me, otherwise, my roots will chase you until you die. Pouch. Wei suddenly laughed. Sorry, I really couldn't help it, let them chase after it. Stop. Advertisement. Sarutobi Hiruzen appears in the office. Minato's forehead wrinkled. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the blood all over the floor. I feel a trace of heartache in my heart. Used to be a member of a small team. Look at Xiongwei. Xiaohui, just stop here. Old man, you are not the current Hokage. When Sarutobi Hiruzen heard the words, his body trembled. Minato, it's just for the sake of my face, can't we just stop here? Before Minato could answer, Wei came directly to Danzo. Double bones extremely. Boom. Single quote. There was a louder roar than before. Danzo's body exploded directly. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Wei without hesitation. Angrily speaking. Feng Youhui, why can't I put him on my face? Wei ignored him. Said to Minato. Danzo is not dead. Nani. Wei shook his hand. It seems that this old dog has now installed Sharingan in case he needs it. Izanagi. Wei said slowly. Hearing this, the two were even more shocked. If ordinary people don't know well. But the two who are Hokage have read the Book of Seals. Izanagi was in a very short time. Convert all the unfavorable factors including death to the caster into dreams. At the same time, all events beneficial to him, such as the attacker's attack, are transformed into real spells. It is a technique that can freely switch between dream and reality. How could it be? You mean, Danzo's body? Wei nodded. Uchiha's Sharingan is on his body. But, Wei wants to speak but stops. The two asked anxiously, but what? Actually, Izanagi has another prerequisite, that it must possess the power of Senju. The goosebumps on the two of them are madly emerging. The blood of Senju still in the village, only Senju Hashirama in the cemetery. Xiaohui, you mean, Danzo desecrated the body of 1st generation. Ah, this can only explain why he can use Izanagi. Chapter 22 Minato. Konoha, I have the final say. Who is for and who is against? Advertisement. Chapter 22 Minato. Konoha, I have the final say. Who is for and who is against? The two were silent for a while. Minato was the first to react, and quickly called Anbu. Go to Gen's headquarters and search for Danzo's whereabouts. Yes, Lord 4th Hokage. After giving orders to Anbu, Minato looked at Wei with gratitude in his eyes. The decayed Konoha high-rise was finally uprooted. Not long after, Anbu's figure appeared. Master 4th Hokage. Gen's headquarters is empty. Danzo suspected of running away. Quote. Minato frowned. Immediately dispatch Anbu who can still act. Chase Danzo. Quote. Yes. After all, Anbu left. Okay, Xiaohui, you go back too, you have worked hard. Wei nodded. Ah, I'm going to see Kushina in the afternoon. After speaking, he left. Back at Hitaki's house, I took a shower beautifully. Wash away the dirty blood belonging to the elders. Feng Youhui put on a black kimono. His hands were gently stroked on Ryujin Jaka's knife. I saw Ryujin Jaka's appearance turned into a plain white paper umbrella. Wei looked at his masterpiece with satisfaction. Well, it's much better this way. Randomly tie the waist-length hair into a ponytail. Putting on the clogs and holding an umbrella, he walked slowly to Minato's house. Boom, boom, boom. Who is it? Kushina's voice came. Crack, Xiaohui. Kushina hugged Feng Youhui. Hey, let go quickly. I'm dying. Unprepared to be beaten head-on, Kushina let go of Wei. Wei coughed. Ahem. Ahaha. Come in, Xiaohui. Then bother. Walking into Minato's house, the house is no longer so simple. There are children's toys, clothes, baby carriages, etc. everywhere. Advertisement. Hui's mouth twitches slightly. Hey, this is too exaggerated. Kushina. Kushina is holding the toy in one hand and the other is akimbo. Speaking proudly. That's because Wei is too young, and, I don't understand how cute children are. Yes, everything you say is right. Wei nodded wildly. Go to Naruto's bedroom. Wei looked at Naruto, who was asleep with blonde hair. The smile hung on his cheeks unknowingly. Speaking in my heart. You are no longer an orphan in a previous life. You have the best birth right now. How will your development be? I am looking forward to it. After all, Naruto seems to feel. Turned over, facing Wei. Xiaohui, Naruto, he heard it. Kushina said excitedly. Then, Naruto peed on Hui's body. Quote. Anyo, Xiaohui, Naruto, he must like you so much. It must be so. Quote. Wei sighed helplessly. Just treat my lyricism as never happened before. Speaking of which, Kushina how do you solve Naruto's meals? After all, as we all know, Kushina is not cooking rice. It is a poison that can be used on the battlefield. Hearing that, Kushina smiled awkwardly. Ahaha, you don't need to worry about such small things. Xiaohui. Wei raised eyebrows. Did Uncle Minato come back and do it? Kushina scratched her head. I'm already studying cooking seriously. Really? The ridicule belongs to the ridicule, and the meal still needs to be eaten. In order to protect his stomach, Wei could only cook by himself. After eating, Kushina said seriously. Xiaohui, this time, I really appreciate your help, otherwise. Don't say thank you. Kushina shook her head. No, I'm telling you seriously. If it weren't for you, I would definitely miss the growth of this child. Advertisement. When I think about it now, I was afraid after a while. Then take good care of Naruto from now on. You don't need to say that I will do it. I am his mother. Kushina looked at Naruto in her arms, her eyes full of maternal light. Boom, boom, boom. Knock on the door. Wei got up and opened the door. Green mask again. Master Wei, Master 4th Hokage, please. What's the matter? I just left in the morning. This, subordinates don't know. Wei is no longer embarrassed. After saying goodbye to Kushina, I came to the Hokage building. In the conference hall, the patriarchs of the families gathered together. Uchiha, Hyuga, Inoshika Cho, and the patriarchs of small families. Wei opened the door, his eyes swept over everyone. Stepping away with a dull complexion. Xiaohui, sit next to me. Minato pointed to the position on the right-hand side. Wei nodded. Call everyone over today to announce two things. The faces of the patriarchs revealed doubts. The first one, the elders group is disbanded, and the former elder Shimura Danzo is now listed as Konoha S rank rebel. Nani, how can it be? Minato raised his hand to signal everyone to be quiet. Now it is confirmed that Danzo killed the Uchiha clan and stole first-generation cells for experimentation. Hearing that, Uchiha Fugaku exploded. Fourth generation. Please forgive me for being unreasonable. Is this true? Minato nodded. It's a fact that Danzo murdered the Uchiha clan secretly. Fugaku clenched his hands, his veins violently jumped. Although the relationship between the Uchiha clan and Konoha has not yet reached the point of tearing it apart. But the opposition within the clan became stronger. Patriarch Fugaku, Hui's voice came. Recently, Itachi invited me to be a guest at your house. Fugaku was surprised when he heard the words. Then I thought about it carefully. If Wei goes to his house, that means, Wei wants to solve the problem between Uchiha and the village. Chapter 23 The door of Uchiha is always open for you. Advertisement. Chapter 23 Uchiha's door is always open for you. Watching Fugaku calm down gradually. Minato said. The second thing, Feng Youhui was promoted to Minister Anbu. Power is equal to Hokage. Quote. Everyone was shocked. When to say something, Minato's voice comes again. Feng Youhui is young, but strong. Current record. Kill several Iwagakure ninjas. Lose Jiraiya, defeat 9 tails. The sharp gaze swept over everyone. If any of you can do it, then this minister will give it to you. Everyone opened their mouths and didn't know what to say. Only those who are strong have the right to speak. Seeing everyone who had no objections, Minato nodded in satisfaction. Let's end this meeting, the meeting is over. Xiaohui, keep it for a while. Fugaku walked in front of Toru. Master Wei, the door of Uchiha's house is always open for you. Uncle Fugaku, it's too strange, just call me Xiaohui. Ha ha ha, then I will call you Xiaohui from now on. Fugaku paused and continued. Xiaohui, if you have time tonight, Itachi would like to see you too. Well, I know the uncle, then I will bother tonight. Fugaku smiled and waved. Hey, don't make any noise, then I will leave first. Seeing everyone leaving, Wei looked at Minato. Xiaohui, Anbu will rely on you from now on. I said, Uncle Minato, you didn't notify me in advance. Minato scratching his head. Ah ha ha, in that case, you would definitely not agree. Quote. As expected, it's you, I'm still a child, how can you stop? Apart from this, is there anything else? Wei asked. Minato has a straight look. Xiaohui, Uchiha clan, what are you going to do? Wei raised eyebrows. Advertisement. If you dare to resist, kill it. Quote. Wei waved his hand carelessly. Okay, I know how to do it. In other words, have you seen my Ani-ki? Quote. Minato nodded. Kakashi is now helping the village rebuild. Uncle Minato, did you tell him about the masked man? Minato shook his head. This is one of the reasons why I asked you to stay. Now, I haven't talked to Kakashi yet. Wei nodded. Leave this to me, no problem. Xiaohui, don't worry, I should also be a guest at Uchiha's house. After that, Wei got up and left. Minato looked at Hui's back. Full of smile. Xiaohui, Konoha is really lucky to have you. Wei walked out of the Hokage building. Looking at the sky gradually darkening. The mood is still better. Although it failed to kill the Pot King Danzo. But at least the Elder's Regiment system has been eliminated. In the future, Konoha's development will no longer be constrained by a bunch of decadent old things. Konoha's windmill starts to turn. Throw away the thoughts in your mind at will. Wei came to the clan land of the Uchiha clan. When reading novels in previous lives, everyone in Uchiha was Long Aoshin. Wei is now strong, and he also wants to meet one or two Long Aoshin. But the reality is that everyone in Uchiha knows him. Although arrogant, but not without thinking. Feng Youhui can kill the tail beasts, but can't he kill them? The clansman on the road looked at Hui's back. That is a strong one. Ignoring them, Wei wanders around the Uchiha clan. Why wander around? Because he was lost. Fortunately, Itachi appeared. Led Wei home. Advertisement. Excuse me. After Wei finished speaking, he took off his clogs and walked through the long veranda. Came to the quiet courtyard. When. This is the sound of a bamboo board hitting a stone. Fugaku looked at the visitor with a smile on his face. Xiaohui, you are here. Wei nodded. Uncle Fugaku, I heard Itachi said that Sasuke was born. Is it convenient for me to visit? Fugaku waved his hand. Why is this inconvenient? Let Itachi take you there. Let's eat here tonight. Wei nodded, and followed Itachi to the baby room at the back. Wei-kun, look, this is little Sasuke. Itachi stepped forward and hugged Sasuke and said. Watching Sasuke dancing with his hands, Wei stretched out his fingers and fiddled with them. Wei-kun, Awana, just talk about anything, 1,007. Itachi nodded fiercely. If something happens to the Uchiha clan, please trouble Wei-kun to protect Sasuke. Wei looked up at Itachi. 1,007, I seem to have told you, everything is mine. But it would be troublesome for Wei-kun, right? Wei-bai waved his hand. The main reason why I came here is to solve the problem between Uchiha and the village. Itachi was slightly taken aback. Wei-kun, although your strength is very strong, but after all, you are just a child. Wei Piaozui. It's okay if you don't say, Uncle Minato squeezes child labor. One day I get angry and I have to beat him up. Itachi twitched the corner of his mouth, and then reflected. Wei-kun, squeeze or something, do you mean? Ah, that's it, now I also have a little power. Itachi is really happy for his best friend. That's great. Wei-kun, as long as you persist for a few years and climb to the top, maybe you can really help us. Quote. Climb to the top. Where to go? Naruto. I'm just exhausted, dead outside, jumping from the Hokage rock. I will never be a Naruto. Chapter 24 Questions about Uchiha Retention. Advertisement. Chapter 24 Questions about Uchiha Retention. Silently glanced at the ferret. Hey, 1,007, actually I. Wei-kun, don't say any more, I know. Quote. You know what a shit. I'm too lazy to explain to Itachi, let it be. The food was finally ready, and Wei took a seat. I started, ×4. Quietly, after eating, Toru and Fugaku came to the study. The two sat down face to face. Fugaku asked, Xiaohui, how much do you know about Uchiha? Wei put his chin on his right hand and thought about it carefully. Uncle Fugaku, if I am not mistaken, Uchiha's opposition should be stronger now, right? Quote. Fugaku nodded and sighed. Actually, when second Hokage moved our Uchiha clan to the outskirts of the village. People in the clan were quite criticized, but the power within the clan was actually not strong at that time. And to catch up with the outbreak of the war, so the people in my clan did not make too many moves. Quote. Toru nodded. He knew these things, but he just said it from Fugaku's mouth. Toru could still feel Fugaku's helplessness. Fugaku paused for a while, organized the language, and continued speaking. Now that the war is over, the conflict between Uchiha and the village is rapidly rising. The group of elders headed by the third generation group even suppressed Uchiha. Quote. Especially after the Nine Tails chaos. Fugaku sighed. The huge Sharingan in the eyes of Nine Tails, I think everyone can think of Uchiha. However, fortunately, you quickly cleared the elders group. There are fewer rumors in the village and more rumors are needed. Wei nodded, even though the elders were destroyed for Konoha's future. But it helped Uchiha invisibly, which is understandable. After all, Hui's main purpose is to bind Uchiha and Konoha firmly. Uncle Fugaku, is Uchiha doing anything now? Wei asked suddenly. Fugaku was stunned, and looked at Wei with admiration. It's you, Xiaohui, the great elder of my clan, after hearing the rumors in the village. Advertisement. So-called 2/3 of the people. Wei raised his eyebrows. Oh, are they going to start a war? Fugaku shook his head. The people gathered by the great elder alone are not enough to start a war, but it's also enough for Konoha to shed a layer of skin. Brilliant. Are you going to die and break the net? Well, that's almost what it meant. Wei straightened up. Uncle Fugaku, since I'm a guest of the Uchiha clan, then I will definitely solve this problem, but seeing Kaguya hesitated to speak, Fugaku knew it instantly. Feng Youhui, who has great strength, intends to directly suppress it by force. Fugaku pursed mouth. Xiaohui, is there no other way? Kei looked directly at Fugaku's eyes. Uncle Fugaku, since more than half of Uchiha have a rebellious heart. To put it hard, I don't want Konoha to be bitten back in the future. Therefore, I will not keep my hands. Quote. Fugaku opened his mouth and closed it again. Kei looked at Fugaku's appearance and shook his head slightly. Uncle Fugaku, you don't want to have a Uchiha that you can't control, do you? Fugaku froze for a moment, and finally made up his mind. Xiaohui, when will you start? Wei Bai waved his hand. Don't worry, speaking of it, the follow-up development of the matter is actually very beneficial to you. Oh, what do you say? Wei coughed softly. Uncle Fugaku, did you forget that I am already Minister Anbu? Fugaku was taken aback, let alone, if it wasn't for Kei's age to be too young. Who can remember that this is Minister Anbu? Xiaohui, are you planning to? Wei nodded. Ah, where does the Uchiha clan need what old Shizi Konoha security team? Isn't it good to choose people to enter Anbu? Quote. Fugaku was happy when he heard the words. Xiaohui, if my Uchiha clan can really join Anbu, that would be great news. Advertisement. Uncle Fugaku, this matter is not in a hurry. Wei thought for a while, after all, he hasn't reported in Anbu yet. I don't know the current configuration of Anbu. The most important thing is to recognize Feng Youhui or not. Uncle Fugaku, in the last few days, you try to put your cronies in the ranks of the elders. Try to create opportunities. What chance? The chance of future troubles can be eliminated forever. ... The two discussed it till late at night, and Fugaku's face got better and better. Finally, I earnestly hope that Wei can stay for one night. Wei waved his hand, there is still an Ani at home who needs comfort. Strolling back home, looking at the light still on in the living room. Wei came to the sofa. Yeah, Master Wei is back, Master Wei has worked hard. Bai Mao stared at a pair of dead fish eyes, his tone was slightly dissatisfied. Ani Ki, the old yin and yang person. Wei raised his right hand and gave a thumbs up. Kakashi generously rewarded Kei Byakugan. Let's talk about it, why did you go? Kei will go to Uchiha and tell Kakashi all about it. So, are you going to solve those Uchiha? Kakashi asked in surprise. No blame for his reaction. After all, Uchiha is the #1 family of Konoha. Wei holds a teacup in his hand and looks at the tea in the cup. Ah, there is no other way. If you want Konoha to fully up and down Isshin. Some minor troubles still need to be solved. Quote. Kakashi's mouth twitches. Little trouble. Kakashi, who was hit hard, prepares to return to the room. Looking at Kakashi, I couldn't tell Obito's news in the end. Wait, now he doesn't need to know this. Hui's voice came from behind. Oh by the way, Aniki, take me to Anbu tomorrow. Chapter 25 I Kakashi just don't believe it. Advertisement. Chapter 25 I Kakashi just don't believe it. Kakashi's footsteps. Wei, that place is not accessible to ordinary people. Although you are my brother, I can't take you in. After all, this violates Konoha's rules. Watching Kakashi want to talk about it endlessly. Wei hurriedly waved. Aniki, you are busy today, so you may not get the news yet. Kakashi asked suspiciously. What news? Wei scratching his head. Actually, Uncle Minato, I've already made me Minister Anbu. Kakashi. Wei, this joke is not funny at all. Since Konoha's White Fang committed suicide, Anbu's ministerial post has been vacant. Most of the time, Anbu is assigned by the team captains. After all, there are not many people. Official formula book, detailed description in Book of Formations. There are 70 people in Konoha's Anbu. From top to bottom, the team leader, that is, the minister, and one deputy team leader. There are 4 teams under its jurisdiction, each with 17 people, and a team leader. There are 4 classes under its jurisdiction, and each class consists of 4 ninjas, divided into a class leader and 3 team members. The current position of Kakashi is the team leader. Just to explain Danzo's roots again. In fact, although Danzo is the king of the pot, he also created the roots. But at best, it's an Anbu team, except that the team leader is Danzo. Danzo leads 4 classes with a total of 17 people. So, the root is actually a spicy chicken. Danzo's pot is too big. Kiki, get back to business. It is precisely because of Anbu's system that Kakashi is very familiar with it. So Kakashi doesn't believe in Hui's words at all. But looking at Hui's serious eyes, Kakashi couldn't help feeling a little flustered. Just then, Nine Tails, who was lying on Hui's head, opened his eyes. White-haired kid, it's true, Namikaze Minato said it himself. Crack, Kakashi was struck by lightning. Advertisement. Ani-ki, Kakashi's eyes are blank and his steps are vain. Don't talk, let me calm down by myself. After speaking, he left slowly. Looking at Kakashi who left, Toru shrugged helplessly. It's not that I want to be. Nine Tails looked at the little ghost under him silently. Hey, then don't raise the corners of your mouth. Shut up, Nine Tails. Wei also went back to the room to rest. The next day, the sky was clear. The haze seems to have dissipated from Konoha. Wei Lei couldn't get up for training. After training, take a look at the system. Ah, it's a few tenths again. Wei sighed helplessly. When is this the head? Look at other systems, and occasionally post a task or something. No matter how smart you are, you can also accompany the owner to relieve boredom. The most important, what's special is Uchiha or Loli Yin. But what about Hui's? It's fusion, and there is no sound from riding a horse. Gone. After complaining, Wei felt refreshed. Washed up and went to the living room. Found that his dear brother has been eating quietly. Ani-ki. Good morning. Kakashi looked up at Toru, then lowered his head again. Quote. Hey, Ani-ki, it's too much. I've been angry all night, isn't it enough? Kakashi put down his bowl and chopsticks and sighed. Oh, you still don't call me big brother, you will be my big brother from now on. Puff. Hearing that, the food Wei just put in his mouth spurted out. Cough a few times. I said, elder brother, isn't it? Isn't it just Minister Anbu? Puff. Advertisement. The sound of a sharp sword piercing into the heart. Ah, that is the lost youth of the white hair, Su. Patted the table fiercely. Isn't it Minister Anbu? No, just, yes. Anbu is the place that Konoha shinobi people aspire to. It's a holy land where the elites gather. Wei was shocked. Waiting for Kakashi to vent. Wei whispered forcing. Aniki, so, will you take me to Anbu? Kakashi stared. Hold your chest. Go. Why not go? You are both Minister Anbu. Shouldn't I show off? Cough, listen to you. Quote. I seem to have heard something terrible. But. Kakashi sitting tight. Because the people of Anbu are all elites, there must be someone who is dissatisfied with you. Wei nodded. I know, but I have a question. Say. Don't Anbu know that I defeated Nine Tails? Knowledge. Then they don't know that I killed the elders. Knowledge. Then why do they dare to be dissatisfied? Kakashi's mouth twitched. Indeed, Hui's words are fine. Looking at Kakashi who was gradually falling into contemplation. Wei hurriedly ate the breakfast in his hands. Well, Ani-ki, no matter how things go. Take me to Anbu to report first. Quote. Well, I can only go one step at a time. Kakashi looked at Kei with sympathy in his eyes. Excessive. Are you afraid that I will be beaten by Anbu? Never want to deal with this neurotic white hair anymore. Chapter 26 Anbu is a great place. Advertisement. Chapter 26 Anbu is a good place. Toru and Kakashi strolled down the street. It's Master Wei. So cute. Nonsense. Obviously handsome. Huh. The white hair next to him is the eldest brother of Wei-sama Kakashi, right? Both brothers are so handsome. But I heard that Kakashi has a quirk. I like to read I books. It was a compliment, but fell from heaven to hell. Looking at Kakashi who was hit hard, Wei patted Kakashi's waist helplessly. After all, he couldn't detect his back. The words show that someone who was as tall as me a year ago, hello. It's ridiculous that the amount of 5 years after riding a horse has increased. Ani-ki, in fact, despite your I, you are still very handsome. Listen to you, Master Wei really knows. Yeah. Dang, Kakashi's whole person is not good, you say this on the street, isn't it a real blow to me? Too much, crying, talking and laughing all the way. Finally came to the Anbu building. It's not right to say that it's a building, there are only 2 floors. Hui's mouth twitched. This is too stubborn. Kakashi said. Wei, sometimes don't be deceived by the appearance of things, sometimes the truth and appearance of things are completely different. So, what Ani-ki means is that there is no heaven in it. Kakashi waved his hand. No, you think too much. Then why do you say so much? I just want you to want to start something, or make a plea with Mrs. Minato, and remake it. Quote. Choose not to talk to Kakashi anymore. The two stepped in. Wei stared blankly at everything in front of her. It is impossible to imagine that the mysterious Anbu actually looks like this. The ordinary two-story building is just the ordinary office space. Is there an information desk at the door of Tama? Anbu. Assassination Tactical Special Forces. There is an information desk for those who stepped on the horse. What is this going to do? Guide the guests. Advertisement. Watching the scene in front of me. Hui's desire to complain is extremely strong. Holding his temple with his right hand. Straight process of trigeminal nerve. It happened that at this time, a woman in professional attire passed by the two of them. What's all this special? Kakashi patted Wei on the shoulder. Well, Anbu is a human too. Wei stared at a pair of dead fish eyes, his low voice was like a demon in hell. This is the elite. This is the elite. Kakashi waved his hand. Let's go and see everyone. Led Wei to the basement level. Wei finally breathed a sigh of relief. Thanks, there is a place for underground training. Kakashi took Wei to Anbu's large training room. Wei, you are here for a while, I will inform the rest of you. Wei nodded, and stood there quietly waiting. In a short while, all Anbu will be there. Looking at Wei in front of me, although I have doubts, I didn't say a word. Stand there quietly. Weebuyu's emotion. Anbu is really Anbu. The Anbu in the original book was killed almost immediately after appearing on the scene, without the appearance of Mighty Haki at all. But that is the place where Kakashi, Itachi, Shisui and other geniuses have stayed after all. Think about it with your toes and you will know the power of Anbu. Kakashi clapped his hands, attracting everyone's eyes. Ahem, call everyone to gather this time, there is one thing that needs to be announced. Right finger pointing to Wei. This is Feng Youhui, and I will assume the position of Minister Anbu next. Quote. Everyone was silent. Let Wei say a few words to everyone. Hui's eyes swept across Anbu below. You all have heard of me, right? Everyone nodded. Well, do you have any suggestions for me to be Minister Anbu? Everyone was silent. After a long time, a man wearing a white cat mask raised his hand. Master Wei, my code name Isenai Quan, I have a problem. Say, advertisement. Convince us. A smile rises from the corner of Hui's mouth. Some people are still unconvinced. Can you allow me to know why I am not convinced? Nai-Quan thought for a moment, then said. I just want to see the power of Master Wei with my own eyes. Very good. Wei grinned. Then feel it. Boom. Single quote. As soon as the voice fell, Teru's Reiatsu broke out. Everyone fainted and fell to the ground in an instant. Including Kakashi. Looking at the Anbus who have fainted. Wei Piaozui. Hey, I'm too strong now. After a long time. Everyone woke up. Looking at Wei on the stage. Anbu's mood is extremely shocking. Only relying on the burst of power, we can't survive for a second. As this Feng Youhui, worthy of being a child of the devil. The sound of exclamation is endless. Wei Bai waved his hand. Well, is there anyone who is not convinced now? I saw Anbu kneeling directly on one knee. Follow the orders of Master Wei. Times 70. Wei nodded in satisfaction. Well, I also want to inform you, 1 month later, Anbu assessment. Those who fail the assessment, come to me to receive punishment. That's it. Scatter. Single quote. Everyone stopped staying, just dispersed. Kakashi looked at the energetic boy in front of him. Smiled happily. Wei, you have also begun to grow. Although the starting point is Minister Anbu. The tone seems a little sour. Chapter 27 Uchiha, it's time to clean up. Advertisement. Chapter 27 Uchiha, it's time to clean up. 2 years have passed since Wei ruled Anbu. Under Hui's training. Anbu's strength has risen steadily. After all Hui's punishment. That's pretty scary. In the past 2 years, more things have happened. First of all, Naruto and Urzuzi are also 2 years old. This seems like a nonsense Sigma, Su. Secondly, Danzo, who used Izanagi to run the road 2 years ago. Recently, his figure was discovered in the territory of the country of grass. In the end, it was Feng Youhui of course. On the Naruto rock. A slender figure, dressed in a black kimono. A white umbrella shielded him from the sun. The Falingwen boy looked helplessly at the boy basking in the sun. Wei-kun, basking in the sun again. The young man put up his umbrella in his right hand and lazily opened his narrow Danfang eyes. 1007, what happened? There was a wry smile on the corner of Itachi's mouth. It's Lord 4th Hokage, seems to be looking for you. Wei heard this, frivolous brows. Stretched out and sat up. Uncle Minato, what's the matter? I don't know about this. By the way, hurry up, Wei-kun. Why are you so anxious? Itachi scratched his head. The kid Sasuke is clamoring about wanting us to accompany him to eat 3-color balls. The Urzuzi has been very leathery recently. Then you go back first, I will go to the meatball shop to find you later. After all, Hui's figure disappeared in Hokage Rock. Itachi's expression was taken aback. It's stronger again. Wei-kun sighed. When will you catch up with you? On the other side, in the Hokage office. Minato wore a pair of glasses and carefully corrected the piles of documents in front of him. Wei holding an umbrella, looking at Minato in front of him. Uncle Minato, what happened? Minato paused with the pen in his hand and looked up at Wei, who was already 1 meter tall. Advertisement. Time flies so fast. Xiaohui is already an adult. Wei Bai waved his hand. Okay, Uncle Minato, what happened? Minato took off his glasses and rubbed his temples lightly. I am calling you over this time because of the Uchiha clan. Oh, Uncle Fugaku notified you. Minato nodded. Ah, Fugaku sent a message to me. The big elder is ready to complete. Well, everything has been arranged over there. Just waiting for you to act. Quote. Wei nodded. I see, let's do it tomorrow night. Why tomorrow night? Because tonight I will take Naruto and Urzuzi to eat 3 color balls. Minato smiled upon hearing this. Xiaohui, you are such a good brother. Wei shook his head helplessly. Who makes me a good person? After all, Wei disappeared in the office. Hui's figure appeared in the Anbu building. Call out. Chaoyongye. Huh. Anbu with a red pattern and long hair appeared respectfully in front of Hui's eyes. Minister Anbu for 2 years gave him a very powerful potential. Used to deter subordinates. Notify all Anbu collections without tasks. Yes, Master Wei. Seeing the Chaoyongye escaping into the darkness, Wei wandered into the underground hall. Taking advantage of the empty hall, Wei opened his own property panel. Host. Feng Youhui. Physical strength. 10W. Energy. 10W. Reiatsu. 500W. Currently integrated panel. Yamamoto Genryūsai integration degree 83.2%. Evaluation. The first person in the ninja world. Wei took a breath. In 2 years, the degree of integration will reach 80%. The effort put into this is huge. Fortunately, Wei is now a master Bankai, although he has never used it once. The Uchiha clan seems to be able to improve the degree of integration. Wei thought in his mind. Advertisement. At the same time, all members of Anbu arrived. Looking at Wei, who was lost in thought on the stage. The crowd did not dare to come out, so they could only cast their eyes on the white hair in the front row. Kakashi felt the gaze cast from behind. Extremely speechless. You are afraid, am I not afraid? Ahem, Wei, everyone is here. Wei recovered from his meditation. Look at everyone in the audience. Lips light up. Tomorrow afternoon, clear and suppress the traitors of the Uchiha clan. Everyone's bodies couldn't help shaking. This is a big event. Wei waited for everyone to get over. Keep talking. Captain of a team, Nai Quan, wearing a white cat mask, stood up. Captain. Wei nodded. Separate a squad and distribute it at the 4 corners of the Uchiha clan, using 4 purple flame formations. Yes. Second team leader, Aburame Kenpei, wearing a purple triangle mask, stood up. Captain. The 4 squads of the second team are scattered about 2 kilometers around the Uchiha tribe. Yes. Captain of the 3 teams, captain of the 4 teams. Haru with a green mask and an eagle mask are rare. Captain. You 2 teams stand at the Konoha gate and the links of Konoha enchantment to prevent the Uchiha clan from getting caught fish. Yes. Finally, look at Kakashi. The deputy captain led a team of remaining members and guarded 1 kilometer around the Uchiha clan. Yes, Captain. Wei looked at Anbu in front of her. Speaking solemnly. My subordinates, the suppression of Uchiha this time is not annihilation. Some members of the tribe have already united with the Fugaku Patriarch. They are not among the people to be eliminated this time. The list of these people will be distributed to you by the deputy captain later. Yes, Captain. Well, you may be wondering why Uchiha was purged. I will tell you now, because the Uchiha clan's elder is preparing to launch a rebellion. Chapter 28 The Eve of Action. Advertisement. Chapter 28 The Eve of Action. After Anbu's assignment was completed, Kakashi accompanied Wei to leave the Anbu building. Wei, does Itachi know about this mission? Wei nodded. That must be known, after all, he is a man with a Hokage mind. Kakashi breathed a sigh of relief. That's good, I don't want your 2 brothers to have a fight. Wei looked at Kakashi speechlessly. Aniki, you underestimated my best friend. Okay, then I have nothing to ask. After eating the 3 color balls in the evening, Mrs. Kushina wants you to come. Huh, I'm not going. Kakashi wry smile. Wei, is Ms. Kushina so scary? Wei nodded wildly. That's not a terrible problem, it's a very special kind. What the hell, she must have asked me to teach her to cook. I won't go, it will be deadly. Kakashi's mouth twitched. Obviously strong but afraid of Kushina. It's really one thing to drop one thing. Okay, don't be self-willed, it's a deal, I'm leaving now. After saying that, before Wei complained, Kakashi went straight to Shunpo. Wei curled his lips. No loyalty. After that, Wei walked towards the Sansa Maruko shop. Opened the curtain and look at Itachi and Naruto, Sasuke sitting inside. He sat down beside Itachi without hesitation. Huh, isn't this Wei and Itachi? A bold female voice came from behind. The 2 turned their heads. Oh, it's Anko. Hey, why are you so cold? After speaking, Anko was grinning with one arm tucked in another. I said, Anko, pay attention to image. Oh, I know, Master Wei. So Anko also joined in. Are you alone today, Anko? Wei looked at Anko and asked. Red and Asuma will be here in a while. I knew it. Advertisement. Not long after, Hong and Asuma also joined in. Looking at the red teasing Naruto and Sasuke. Asuma says. By the way, I ran into Kakashi just now, and he told Guy to come over soon. Wei, meow meow. Itachi, Meow meow. Asuma scratched his head. Ahaha, I don't know the specifics. Not long after, Guy and Kakashi in green tights made their debut together. Really, it's all here. Wei held his forehead. Looking at everyone in front of him, Wei said. Since you are all here, go to the rotisserie. Oh, as expected of the minister, please treat me directly. Wei waved his hand blankly. No, let Ani pay the money. Ha ha ha, Kakashi is really miserable. Everyone came to the rotisserie. Finished the barbecue with laughter. Wei swept everyone. So, what the hell do you have? A few people look at me, I look at you. Kakashi finally spoke. Wei, in fact, everyone was warned by the elders in the family. I naturally heard some wind. Wei brow raised. So, everyone just wanted to do something. Although thank you very much, this time the matter is not trivial, you still don't want to participate. Why? Enko asked. Your strength is too weak. If you want to contribute your strength, then train seriously. Everyone was silent for a while. Wei continued. If you really want to improve your own strength, then participate in my special training in a few days. Really can. Wei motioned everyone to calm down. Ah, since you want to improve, then come together. But it will be very tired. Quote. Advertisement. Everyone patted their breasts. I'm not afraid at all. The contented crowd left. Only Kakashi paid silently. Wei hugged Naruto, who was already asleep, and bid farewell to Itachi. I came to Minato's house. Boom, boom, boom. Squeak. Xiaohui. It's finally here. Familiar stick face kill. Okay, I've brought Naruto, too, I'm leaving. Wei shoves Naruto into Kushina and wants to escape. Naturally, it was unable to escape Kushina's clutches. Hard to make dinner, and finally left Minato's house. Walking on an empty street, Hui's thoughts drifted away. Uchiha. At the same time, the country of grass. Underground base. The figure of the root appears beside Danzo. Master Danzo, we have received the news, tomorrow night, clean up Uchiha. Danzo on crutches. The right hand gently rubbed the top of the crutches. Go ahead and get ready. Yes. Also, tell Orochimaru, Hashirama's cell, be prepared. Yes. Danzo looked through the roof and looked at Konoha village in the distance. Konoha. Feng Youhui. Deep underground. Root came to the door of the laboratory. Orochimaru, the Hashirama cell that Master Danzo needs, are you ready? In the laboratory, a person dressed in a pale robe slowly turned around. Long black hair casually draped over the shoulders. Purple eyeshadow, pale skin. Wearing a pair of cyan jade-shaped earrings. The long golden pupils stared at the roots in front of them. Nature is ready. The tongue licked his lips, Orochimaru said gloomily. Chapter 29 The mission begins. Advertisement. Chapter 29 The mission begins. Time flew around, and soon came the next day. Wei opened his eyes and looked at the ceiling. It's just today. I hope you don't have any extravagances. The thunderous morning training was completed. Wei came to the Anbu building. Haven't entered the underground training hall. I heard all kinds of crackling sounds inside. Wei walked in curiously. I saw everyone in Anbu had already started training. Nodding comfortably, Wei left. Came to my office. Finish the backlog of tasks. Hui's figure appeared on the Hokage rock. Open the white paper umbrella. Lie down lazily. Ah, the weather is so nice. Gazing at the blue sky and white clouds, Wei fell asleep deeply. I slept very comfortably. He stood up and looked at the golden crow that had gradually fallen. Stretched. Well, it's time. Huh. Ching appeared beside Wei. Captain, Anbu is ready. Wei nodded. Very good. At 8 o'clock, start to act. Yes, Captain. Time passed by every minute and every second. Finally, here, Uchiha outside the territory. Wei looked at the time, holding a paper umbrella. Stepped into the Uchiha clan. At the same time, inside the Uchiha shrine. The great elder is cheering everyone on. We Uchiha are the strongest. What Feng Youhui, that's all spicy chicken. Remember, the glory of Uchiha must not be forgotten. Hokage is deceiving too much. We have to resist. An impassioned voice came into every Uchiha's ear. Quite a few Uchiha babbled and gasped. His face was red. Fugaku looked at the almost crazy elder. Shook his head. Turned and left. Uchiha like this, too arrogant. Fugaku walked slowly to the door and met Feng Youhui who came in. Yeah, Uncle Fugaku. Wei said hello. Advertisement. 7 are they all arranged? Fugaku nodded. Ah, that part of the tribe has been arranged by me to a refuge point under Hokage Rock, and Itachi is also there. Nodded. Then Uncle Fugaku, you can leave too. No more words, Wei entered the ancestral hall alone. Anbu nearby, according to the previous arrangement, quietly waited at his post. Kakashi watched Fugaku leave. The gesture in the hand gently typed. Task, start. In an instant, the Uchiha clan is surrounded by a huge purple barrier. The enchantment like the sky. Let Minato and Sarutobi Hiruzen who are far away in the Hokage Tower see. Sarutobi Hiruzen was smoking a cigarette. The tone of the tone is no longer the aura of Shino. Minato, don't let this bad old man get involved in this kind of thing in the future. Third generation really let go of everything. The struggle for power, the death of a partner. What the people want, let him see everything. Now I just want to spend my old age quietly. Minato smiled softly. Third generation is overly worried. Konoha still needs the older generation to use the residual heat. Sarutobi Hiruzen looks up at Minato. The aura of Hokage that gradually matures. Smiled relievedly. Ah, I can do more with my old bone. The camera turns. Wei stopped in his footsteps outside the ancestral hall. Reiatsu surged, feeling the Uchiha people in the shrine. Well, 372 people, the same number reported by Uncle Fugaku. It looks like they are all here. After all, Wei did not draw his sword. Just make a fist with your right hand. Lean back slightly. One bone. The fist blasted and retracted at a speed beyond what was visible to the naked eye. Boom. Single quote. On the front, Reiatsu formed a huge boxing style and smashed into the ancestral hall fiercely. Boom. Single quote. A huge noise came from the entrance of the ancestral hall. Interrupted the great elder's passionate encouragement. What happened? Everyone was puzzled for less than a second. The waves of Reiatsu disperse everyone. In the rear, many people were directly crushed by Reiatsu. The pupils of the great elder shrink slightly. Advertisement. This energy is Feng Youhui. The elder shouted angrily. Oh, have you recognized it already? Boy, break into Uchiha without permission. Do you want to die? The great elder looked at Wei with cold and angry eyes. I saw Wei chuckle. Hey, I'm looking for death. Today is when you are destroyed. No more words. Put away the paper umbrella in your hand. Umbrella head taps the ground. Wraith hell. Boom. Single quote. I saw a roar from the umbrella head. Then a huge white flame ignited the ancestral hall in an instant. The elder said in horror. Quick. Water style. The traitors seem to have found the backbone. Quick seal in hand. Yin-si yin-si yin-si. Water style water barrier. The huge water barrier, which was displayed reasonably by several people, is in contact with the white flames. Puff. Single quote. Puff. Single quote. Just resisted for a moment. The flame is not declining at all. The traitor rushing frantically at Uchiha. Ah, great elder, help. Ah, so hot, so hot. As long as you get a little bit, you can never ask. Until it turns to ashes. When the elder was panicked, he quickly roared. Spread out. All fall out. Upon hearing this, the traitors hurriedly broke the top of the ancestral hall. Thinking of running away in all directions. Looking at the people who have left. The elder glared at Wei. Boy, as long as there is hope for the Uchiha clan. In the coming days, Uchiha will definitely kill you. Quote. Listening to the elder's speech, Wei puckered out his ears. The great elder of the Uchiha family, why is his intelligence so low? Look at the elder with disdain. At this moment, the traitor who had escaped suddenly appeared on the top of the ancestral hall. It's not good. Great elder, we can't escape anymore. How come? The great elder jumped. Come to the top. Looking at the huge purple flame wall in the distance. The elder's body trembled. 4 purple flame array. Asterisk. Chapter 30 Jikyun. I'll go back wherever I need it. Danzo. Advertisement. Chapter 30. Jikun. I will go wherever I need it. Danzo. The great elder looked back desperately around. There is no way to go back. There was a hint of lingering in the eyes. Big hand wave. Go. Gather everyone together. If there is no way out, then make a way out. Yes. Great elder. Hui's figure slowly walked out of the ancestral hall. Looking at the Uchiha traitors assembled in front of you. Oh, is this going to fight to the death? Chuckled and shook his head. This great elder is also a ruthless person, no wonder he dared to launch a rebellion. Look at the great elder in the middle of the front. The paper umbrella propped on the ground, and the waist-length hair was blown by the breeze. Saw, let me see the measure of the traitor. What? What? Hundreds of traitors shouted to embolden themselves. Hand seal. Fire-style great fireball technique. Countless huge fireballs merged into one. You guys, intelligence work is terrible, right? Haughty Uchiha yo. After all, Wei raised his right hand. There is endless indifference in his eyes. Exit. Puff. Hey, the fireball is like an unloaded ball. Instantly turned into nothingness, dissipated in the air. Nani. Everyone was surprised. Hey, it's said that intelligence gathering is a compulsory course for ninjas. Hui's voice and shadow came from behind everyone. I saw Wei still holding the paper umbrella without any movement. Zhu lip lightly open. In order to show respect for you, just use this trick to end it. I saw Hui's momentum changed. The Reiatsu on my body is like a mountain weighing on everyone's hearts. Make everyone unable to act. Senju's horizon, the untouchable dark hand, the untouchable sky archer. The road of shining radiance, fanning the wind of igniting the seeds, when gathering and gathering, there is no need to be confused. Just follow what I said. Light bullet 8 body 9 articles Tianjing Shibao Dalen. The gray turret, leading the bow to the distance, dissipated brightly. 91 of Hado, Senju Jiaoshan Taipao. Quote. Advertisement. Singing so far, spiritual power forms countless cones of light. Accurately blast everyone. Boom. Single quote. Boom. Single quote. The loud explosion sound is endless. The figure of the traitor is constantly shattered. Explode. Wei walked slowly in the explosion. The safe and sound elder. Looking at Wei who is like a noble son. Fear is exuding all over. Why? You are so strong. Wei seemed to think carefully. Well, this question, maybe, because I am Shinigami. Feng Youhui squinted his eyes and replied with a smile. How could it be so powerful? How could it be? Too lazy to continue listening to the nonsense of the elder. One bone. Boom. Single quote. The powerful force bombarded the great elder who had been insane. I saw the body of the great elder began to shatter rapidly, and finally dispersed with the wind. At this moment, Kakashi's voice came from a distance. Wei, the 4 purple flame array was breached. Wei was taken aback. As we all know, the 4 purple inflammation formations. Under normal circumstances, it can only be crushed from the inside. Hui's mouth cocked. Who is it? Break in at this moment. After all, Hui's figure appeared outside the Uchiha clan. Seeing the many figures fighting with Anbu. Wei, that person, originally belonged to the Roots, I have seen it before. Kakashi came to Teru's side, pointed to one of the figures and said. Oh, Root, it seems that Danzo's old dog is back, interesting. Spiritual power feels everything around. So, where will you be? Danzo. Spiritual power covers the entire Uchiha tribe. Feel the feedback of spiritual power. Hui's brows flashed with surprise. Strong vitality. Hashirama Cell, or must. Not staying. Shunpo hurried to the Uchiha shrine outside. Right where the battle was just now. A figure appeared. As always, wearing black culottes and white gowns. Advertisement. Crutches in hand. The difference is that a bandage is actually wrapped on his right hand. Looking at Danzo, Wei Bujing said with a smile. Yeah, it really is you, Danzo. Danzo narrowed his eyes slightly, looking towards Wei. Feng Youhui. Oh, Elder Danzo actually remembers me. That's right, after all, I killed you once. Quote. Danzo's eyes were cold when he heard the words. Huh, Feng Youhui, the pain you brought to the old man. The old man will return it all to you. Quote. I saw the seal in Danzo's hand. Wind-style vacuum continuous waves. The huge wind blade flies to Feng Youhui quickly. Wei feels the wind blade around him. Raise your right hand. The 81 of Bakuto splitting void. A huge transparent defensive wall appeared out of thin air. Resist the attack of the wind blade. Boom. Single quote. The smoke dissipated, and Hui's figure disappeared. Danzo's eyes narrowed slightly. Sword pressure. A slash flew from Danzo's side. Quote exclamation mark quote. Fast speed. Dare not neglect. Wood-style blasting gun tree. A huge tree was created on the right arm in an instant. Muda. Wei said. Puff. Single quote. The powerful slash cuts off the tree directly. Go straight to Danzo. Puff. Danzo's body was directly broken. A burst of white smoke rises. The corners of Hui's mouth are sloppy. Hey, Azanagi again, Danzo. Looked aside. Danzo's figure emerged, gasping. Feng Youhui, you can't kill me.